akaya sidi ba kokura ye de bebramo na media de sradia stronko adi ama o mampanyini John Dramani Mahama sai na danroma de oyama ketafo no de oyama katamantofo no aduru asante Manso asante Manso so wadanroma wunum say yetua tax pa eti ade ya hwehwe ne sa ubabra omubesia na omudi asa omadwuma mu na o mampanyi John Dramani Mahama masama sra ubio abrantia bi ya friend Kevin Taylor ose wo kasa de man na nu dai a brantia bo asanteman a edwamu si yei a amanfo di awrahuoi bemai soria odi atiami atam bemai Kevin Taylor soria ewo udimu odi dwadifu atam odi asanteman atam Yewra Mahama odi kramofu atam Yewra Mahama masraw sese campaign acham una oya Ghana mampanyini enti yampesa basabasa bia besie yampesa basabasa besie abatu na twam agisa 2028 ni abatu baba enti ade abeya hruba ade abedi di asanteman atam ade abedi di Yewra atam de Yewra Mahama abade sa yampre yampesa ubaba hasai na uba Yewra ha no na santeman ya bochi say ya ma onko ho anuti ana o mampanyini ya sra wo sai wo mu omudidi adwadifo atam no sabe anya wo mu na bese ha entitiya ya titiya ne sai ayedum so eti free one more eti Kevin Taylor so wanyo wa bro tire na wo ho na se atua wo ka tira ho na sa wo ma me free ha sei na sa wo papa free ha na sa wo ya brantia wo ton ne ma wo ha na sa wo fana wo ha ka obe hunu wo mo bo onyankopon ka mo ho onyankopon tira ni mu kira mo onyankopon ma mu gidi akwaso onyankopon ma wo be ya patu prane kankan wi biara no onyankopon ma ho afama mu nyina onyankopon sra mu nyina yada mase na so ka ma tu asempa no a eye atue aduonu enum enchichemu aduasanum ose adano meka kira wo se akomode me no ama me bibi wa mama aduane ani Ejaba besi ya sauce. Wa mama mashayan. Ya yare. Wa me sika amfa nko ayaresabia. Nadia MPP for aye. Ya dear. As a regional chairman, Mitra Party Nana Mubo MP Sinabaso, Yewra Dr. Mahmoud Bawomi Abaso, Ogene Kennedy Japan Abaso, Aya National Party Justin Kodu Abaso, and will be Napo Miaka Saminia, Napo Abaso, Patrick Wamabaso, no be Bia Wabahabia, no Yabo Abaso, Nabosa de Mamunese. Yenya habada jise dwano yesi asan ya haba yenya habada aka yesi di ba kokura ya de bebramo na media desradia stronko adi ama o mampanyini John Dramani Mahama sai na danroma de oyama ketafo no de oyama katamantofo no Adura Asante Manso, Asante Manso so. Wadan Roma wouldn't say it yet tax eti adia ya hwehwe sa. Ubabra omubusia. Na omudi asa o madwumamu. Na o mampanyi John Dramani Mahama. Masama sra ubio. Abrantia bi a friend Kevin Taylor. Osewo kasa de man na nu dai a bretie bo asanteman a ejwamu si yei a amanfo di awrahoi be man soria odi atiami atam be man Kevin Taylor soria ewo wudimu odi dwadifo atam odi asanteman atam Yewra Mahama Odi kramofuatem Yewra Mahama Masrao Sese campaign achem
Tumi a wode el sodi agina wo nan so waka no ana el boa na pagya wo ama watimi asanso asodi biem enti de wo na mu nei ma ba mi hye wo nkuran se e kasesi na si am wa ba no mu sodi free wa hwiase mu prapra wo ho na pem ko animu now pem ko animu ankunim di asese ba no abusua emrepamu no ebeba
Radio 101.
The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing but in rising every time we fail. Nelson Mandela enumu asem enye anopei fatoto anamontuo ho fatoto wabraya wotu anamu akọ animu ne ho na kai hu ne se o ha wa namu kwadanda namu ekase ba ekase si na si wia wo sode waka ehye wo nkran na wa pema ko wanimu awie ye ne ba be yankunimdie di amaw enti anopai wo ha na aba no kwadanda na aba no emani mu wabem ne wo namu mprempren etoda kura de orbe dimpo na ye din di amaw enkwada be ko school a na to dagene nanso no kunimdifo de de wa konne na wasaso gira ne mudie mu akombie mu na wadi nkunimu tiano pay nyona mu nyina do kai na hye no so se enya wo pe ana onam sa wo haw no mu woti obi di a wo di a kura no beto wo be pia ne asi nchen mama me hye nkran menye pop di na so ma ba me ma hope se nyadi daswo engugu di ba now rise through sa engugu di na opsase pem ko animu a enkunim di na beto aso di amaw tiano pay former South African president when yan baby called Nelson Mandela Samoa wakaye techerema mpro or say the greatest glory in living lies not in never failing but in rising every time we fail. Yanyina we so yamu achi na yansan so ema akwa babiem me pa cho for WhatsApp and a text message ebra 0248071174 0248071174 eso afei on Facebook no Western Diamond TV On TikTok, Western Diamond TV. On YouTube, Western Diamond TV. Let's get interactive over there. Good morning.
Na so come to Asampanwa. A tre aduonu enum. Nchichemu aduasanum. Ose adano meka kire wo se akomode me no ama me bibi wa mama duane ani ejaba be se ya sauce wa mama mahweyan ya yare wa me sika amfa nko ayansabia na dia MPP fo ayei ya dia as a regional chairman Midna party na mu bo MPs na baso Yewura Dr. Mahmoud Bawomi abaso Ohene Kennedy Japan abaso Aye National Party Justin Kodu abaso Anu obi na po mianka saminua na po abaso Patrick Wama abaso nu obi bia waba habia no yabo abaso na bossa ede mamu no say yenya habada gisedwa no yesi asan ya ja haba Yenya habada Akaya sidi ba kokra ya de bebramo na media de sradia sonko adi ama o mampanyini John Dramani Mahama sai na danroma de oyama ketafo no de oyama katamantofo no aduru asante manso so Wadan Roma wouldn't say it tax eti ade a yahwehwe ne sa ubabra omubusia na omudi ase o madwuma mu na o mampanyi John Dramani Mahama masama
piemu ewo NPP national headquarters na kwa ya ne nantisie nyina anie Obeka ya Danwada on the 21st of April 2025 year. The new patriotic party had a release by ya. Na wamo extra Ghana for nyina se. Enchebia nyamia domwa. By 23rd of April, dear His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia NFA, the national executive, the national leadership of the new patriotic party. And a thank you tour a nationwide thank you tour and rather the party's headquarters no Abusiana and Nikampa and the nationwide thank you tour dan what the party na be to just Chebiano Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia any party no in particular ebe shasie no and rather our party headquarters no well at the ahihye so na utie eye enkomobo Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia eboye enra our party headquarters na e kire opefe se His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia a force to reckon with. Wamu amuti ase ne ti ase wamu omunim nso nim na one bounty podium no near wodi kan ya enei ehye mi nkran na ehye party fo no nkran eni o say join me on the thank you tour. DMB appeals to former contenders. Was it enkuguadie na aba na enkuguadie ba eno nkyere se ene yanya yakie ho ba mu a yekọ akon no enkugu aba ntini ya atamfo ya daso ya nuanom enti wamu ada no ada wamu e contest me ananka wamu peso mutu frank ama party no a party for se ese me Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ena me tu frank ano sanfo ni nyina no mo meka ye ho na thank you tour no ye nyina na ye nkommamu such a refreshing statement. We announce one Kasamu was say it is not through I lost election 2024 because I am a Muslim. That's some reality propaganda and this if we be more added to mu and no. And Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Kasafa who and rather afei so no ba ko kan ya a share party and a grassroots enkran eniem was say if we decide to vote we will win. His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia and rather at the party's headquarters no and koma wako boy ewo ho eno no videos na ye ready a MCR the kind for gusu na fe yentie ni enhwe and koma no sene e ekoya wadaroma join live on Western Diamond Television na behwe na betie.
We try to get everybody involved. As you know, the General Secretary was the Director of Operations for the campaign. The women's organizer organized the women, the youth organizer organized the youth, the national coordinator. The fact is, we worked very hard. We tried to get everybody involved. As you know, the General Secretary was the Director of Operations for the campaign. The women's organizer organized the women, the youth organizer organized the youth, the national coordinator handled the Zongo, and so on. So we tried to do as much as we could. Notwithstanding our hard work, however, we still suffered a heavy defeat. And when you look at what happened, you will see that it was internal. Many of our supporters did not come out to vote. This is really fundamentally why we lost the election. 2.1 million of our supporters didn't come out to vote. 2.1 million. And you look at John Mohammed's votes, his votes went up by maybe 115,000. So he increased by 115,000 and we went down by 2.1 million. And that is basically why we did not win. So the key to victory going forward is within the NPP. It is within ourselves because we decided not to vote. So if we decide to vote, we will win. So the key is ourselves. It is ourselves. So that is what we have to understand and take going forward. When we finished the election, there were so many people who were giving different reasons for why we lost. So many different reasons. But people were speaking without data. And you know you can only speak forcefully with data. When you look at the reasons people were offering, one of the reasons people offered was that they said that they didn't vote for us because our presidential candidate was Muslim. Have you not heard that? Didn't you hear that? When I heard that, I said, this doesn't make sense. This is not the Ghana that I know. Because if you look at it, we went for primaries. We had 10 contestants. I was 1 Muslim, 9 Christians. But the MPP voted for the Muslim presidential candidate. If we are united, we are going to win 2028. If we are not united, we will have
party's headquarters and mountain podium wade sa ensem we etudwa me makase utie ni din ya ensem o kan ye no eye de resonate with the party people at the grassroots level and afi e de enkabom enso eba it clearly ensem o kan at the headquarters no nyame adom on Saturday 26th April or share from the Western region na fe thank you to no was spread eye ensemu a wode enamom ya kwa ma no so na ye ne yerase edu kokro or ye deputy national communications director new patriotic party edi enkomo edi afa ensemu yi eho that ati enka no pay amachi
me jo so sika na design
yesu adom ya ho ya pa me gidi pa sa won so ho ya no pay
oh me ho me chobia otie untumi
very well
and I'm all
very well
Western and across the country
very well and rather Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia epiemu ewo the party's headquarters. Na wabaye no ni nyina na eye ne thank you tour. Wode abeto wiase wo hyase na wo mount podium no wodi nkomo bebrebe no anopai ye bisa enkoma Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia edi ye enra ewo party's headquarters no wadaroma message be na opese we pushing across to the party people and then also the good people of Ghana.
Oh, say no, the message, from 1992, yes, I did talk about Professor Dubai, thank you to. Yadi Kuvoko 96, thank you, Lucy, thank you to. Thank you to. To thank you to, and yet the first time, party. Yadi to call 2008, Lucy, 2009, thank you to.
Right.
And thank you to the party programs and coalitions. Renew, thank you to because I'm not for say time, almost resources to support the party. And at the National Council meeting, on the 16th, the National Council approved the thank you to our party. The last elections, Fabia and Ubako through the whole nation, Ghana for Ginasi. The kind of no by headquarters on the national executive and national officers a meeting at the Kumasi. The former president Kufuasi, the Nanado for giving him the opportunity to base planning meet 4 times near the no we are better staff in Nasi. Now when the message in he was talking about unity. He was talking about unity. Or if we are not together, we cannot win elections. No, say we are fat bear. Now we need political power in the fat bear no meaningless. Everybody must be on board. And idea okay refreshing and say all the other aspirants now the last time or prime minister now will be joining now thank you to them because we need a united party to win the elections 2028. And we heard the message now. He talked about unity and then more central. Now, propaganda be a man for the Namuse, we Muslim Tina Yantimi, no data and support to sir. And indeed, yesterday, when he made the national executive, he took time to walk us through a data HSA many areas, Krana, I'm of a Christian dominated, Muslim candidates emerge as winners. And now, in St. Biana, I'm for cancer. Muslim Tina that's why he talked about it.
Very well. And Nyame adomu a memene da ebe or shall from the western region.
Yes.
And or shall see free, right?
Yeah, the free Western region we have a Western of the better party for us. We'll be meeting party executives, volunteer groups, stakeholders, council of elders, former executives of our party, former parliamentary candidates of our party. We'll be meeting across section of our party people are in diverse ways of Mabuaya and the party now a party. And here, I assure almost everything will be okay. Yeah, party you win elections, you lose elections. The most important thing is to regroup, to re-strategize. And as a party, the National Council approved the program. You come back, you rebouncing. Now we are July, a local conference. I'm up for proposing a lot of amendments, for constitutional amendments. National Council constitute a 9-member committee headed by Lawyer Davis, or chairman of the Constitutional Legal Committee of our party. And the committee currently is working very soon. Proposals are meant for there, but they also tease out some proposals from the OK committee. Now, their conference, now, party are taking a solid and decisive decision in July.
Very well. Yajama Mwakobat, Adanwada, former General Secretary of the party, Engineer Kwabena J. Japan, a proposal be by ya. Yadi hun koma yesusu se party no ye ku yedi mo no omofana wom de yadwuma be boa ye pa ne oka nyina ne se ebeya nka party no emomoden na onhodu eye presidential primaries first before say any other elections in the party no so ebetimi aba wadaroma odwene we hu sei
Yeah, good suggestion, and I think as a member of National Council, there have been some discussions. The party will take a decisive decision on that when after the July conference.
Okay.
Yeah, because the party people know they are calling for some amendments, strong proposals about on delegate system. So the party people want to see some strong decisions being taken to amend the constitution. A big delegates list, and that's why the 9-member committee is looking at all the proposals. Calling for amendments. Normal put it together. Now July, conference will take a decision on all the proposals.
Very well. You're saying the Kokroma, you're not you're phone. Very well. Let me share so. And you're saying the Kokro and you're not coding Komono or ye Deputy National Communications Director, New Patriotic Party. And then rather, one a year party in Pennyford in Como at the headquarters. Yami Adubu, I remember that air bay. O Sandy Formana, Wabeshe, as here at the free, the Western region. Western region, Diano, it has been zoned. You have 3 zones. Zone 1, near Yabayano TTU Auditorium. And it consists of Wasa East constituency, Shama, Eskado Ketan, Second D, Takoradi, and Efia constituencies. Zone 1, and so, I don't know, anopa 11 a.m. Anopa 11 a.m. Saturday, Dr. Laj Mahmoud Bamia, NFA, NPP, National Executives, thank you, Tono, Western Region Zone 1. TTU Auditorium, Ebekoso, Ewo. Anopa 11 a.m. Wasa East, Shama constituency, Eskado Ketan, Second D, Takoradi, Efia, Kwesimintim, NFA, Impo constituency. Zone 2 so ebekoso ewo Aguna Nkwanta Roman Catholic Church. Aguna Nkwanta Roman Catholic Church. Eno no so no area 130. Eno no constituencies Ahanta West. Evaluate Ajomoro Gira. Elembele enafe Jomoro constituencies. Ahanta West evaluate Ajomoro Gira. Elembele ena Jomoro constituency. Eno no efole under zone 2. Roman Catholic Church Aguna Nkwanta area donkro 1 p.m. I say the third zone no ebekoso ewo Bogoso St. Augustine's Senior High School Assembly Hall. Bogoso St. Augustine Senior High School Assembly Hall. And and your constituencies Takwan Swayemu, Pristia Huni Valley, Amenfi East, Amenfi Central, and Amenfi West. And in zone 3 constituencies Takwan Swayemu, Pristia Huni Valley, Amenfi East, Amenfi Central, and Amenfi West. Western region, Waba, Yenina, na yakwa kotanechi, na yetie ensemwa, abushia wade enamo. 14 minutes gone past 7. Bebacha, that President John Dramani Mahama, Edibe 2 just said, was suspending a year the Chief Justice, and and some bebrenu komo bebrebe na akoso. If you care to know this morning and bisa said, do you know how the international media have been reporting the removal and the suspension of the Chief Justice Say CNN, Al Jazeera, DWTV, any woman or maka, kwanya woman faso are reporting President John Dramani Mahama, Ghana's president, currently the removal and the suspension of the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Saki Tokonu Ana. The Bajovato Sumami. And when I had to say, President John Mahama, anytime Bia Obedia Komiano, just say, or submitted the whole country to public ridicule, international ridicule, for that matter. What do you hear? The international media so are reporting the suspension and the removal of Chief Justice Her Ladyship Gertrude Araba Esaba Tokonu. Me pacho fa to sumami na quickly. Yenhwe sene wo mo report to ensem no enso e de afa. BBC News Africa. Reporter dom de baye okay where DW Africa be da say. Etino ebe expand na kakra mame. na yenhwe de wo matwero se Ghana's President John Mahama has come under heavy criticisms following the suspension of the country's Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokonu. The move marks a first in the country's history. As a Chief Justice of Ghana, or as a Chief Justice in Ghana, can ordinarily only be removed from office on very limited grounds such as incompetence and misconduct. Since an investigation was launched, Tokonu had to be suspended as part of standard procedures until the inquiry yields results. But Ghana's former Attorney General claims that her suspension is an attempt to undermine the country's judiciary. Tokonu is yet to comment. And you know, where DW Africa reporter wamo a report on the suspension and the removal of the Chief Justice. And there are two basic grounds. And wamo krado a constitution no, and you know krano and nim se and no niejina swa yede a suspended a sitting Chief Justice every akodwane so the kind on grounds of incompetence and misconduct. On grounds of incompetence and misconduct. But of BBC Africa there so na yenhwe said there and also one report to no say Chief Justice in Ghana can only be removed from office on a few grounds, which include incompetence and misbehavior. So why has Ghana's president suspended the country's Supreme Court Chief Justice? A move that marks a first in the history or a first in the country's history. And the BBC News Africa say, President John Mahama, and Guasia Ben had to Ghana Sano. I didn't know. The BBC actually say, Chief Justices in Ghana can only be removed from office on a few grounds, which include incompetence and misbehavior. So why has Ghana's president suspended the country's Supreme Court Chief Justice? I didn't know person chire mo amote brofo enim brofo enom brofo gare brofo de o ma kro de no person chire one person chire say President Mahama na NDC aban mo sheda tumani de Chief Justice no so a mo pese mo yiri free ho esan say petitioners no grounds a wo mo gina se afanyi maame no efiri o nyina no bogus. That is the bottom line. That is the bottom line. And I say, so why has Ghana's president suspended the country's Supreme Court Chief Justice? A move that marks a first in the country's history. And you know, President John Mahama within a daso, when NDC party no within a daso say, I buy Benny President Bay and we buy ya. One man who crime. And me a piano yodom sa man. A suspended Chief Justice, John Mahama, is on record. Guinness World Book of Record, no John Mahama diwum. Say, the wayano market the first in the country's history. In any case, BBC Africa say, Chief Justices in Ghana can only be removed from office on a few grounds, which include incompetence and misbehavior. And to be said, so why has Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama suspended the country's Supreme Court Chief Justice? One brother me yano.
To be 101.3.
President John Mahama brother be yano. Why? Abra, bomadi anabra. Na be yano say yetina o yankwe han ema enkrofo bi a sebia buru sebia kudonto. Ene minim se emra no wo munim ana wo munim etintim eye bogus petition. Na grounds a wam see enyina so fanyi maame ni nyina no frivolous na President Mahama so ejina so nya kokuduro erade yesu enya kokuduro wane Council of State fuoi. Oh no president yes certain enyo o de kan one reporter eba reportage om de ba clearly tell say near John Mahama nyina no sabia buru sabia kudonto emfa kwam Yes, and fa kwan biam. And fa kwan mu. And no me put the blame on 1992 constitution no. Say it needs to be amended because idea we no ya amend the constitution mu a ebe ha dwen ye koye nimu no and the president say dia aban foforo be ba no me ka me kire Chief Justice here Joma Maso ati wo ba won ni nansa wo be yi na firi ho what you say ne koye anase ye bae etu o man ya kekere no ba bia dia koduru nie me bua on this same issue no ene ekuo bi e frɛ no ekuo no kra we okay ekuo bi e frɛ no advocacy me ba ma binyimra ekuo bi e frɛ no advocacy for citizens Ghana atro nkrata ten de aba na de omo kire nyina ne sɛ President John Dramani Mahama ne NDC wada Roma adabraka nyam nko na mu mra wa mamu ha enyam nko na mu mra e wo Ghana ha sei e ba chofa we ne to so ma me na yen kenkan kakra na fi yen hwese yen sabeka safo na ne yetimi ni o ma di nkoma kakra because ne asase a yeboba no ene enyan and me after ne Chief Justice asemu yi anya dia me meka biem because wama wi ata so se chinchina atwan wo mai na firi ho no me ni firi o wi a maame Jenmensa na next entino me after ne no anya dia me beka sa asemu we biem no ma wi ata so mbe no eno a na wo mo ebeyo entino mo bia nkasa mfa ho biemu tumi ni kuro mo de wo mo pe no wo mo fanye eno ano no ne wo mo pe no wo mo fanye no mo nkai hu ni se enfie na achi no tumi agana for the mouth no bebe na so aba bebu hu akonta na ho de be kire o se tumi no de ya de pama ne bua wo man no ana se for your own selfish interest and how the tumi no eye adwuma entino advocacy for citizens Ghana but obi emu mame na mitimi kenkan mu nsem kakra na fe empim ko ani o se Chief Justice removal a threat to judicial independence and Ghana's democratic stability, a call to defend the judiciary. Or say, ACG is raising urgent concerns over an alleged attempt by the current government to remove the Chief Justice based solely on her appointment by a previous administration. Such a move, if followed, would mark a troubling departure from Ghana's constitutional norms and threaten the very independence of the judiciary. We call on the Judicial Service of Ghana, the Ghana Bar Association, and all Ghanaians of good conscience to safeguard our hard-won democratic principles. More critically, we urge the justices of the Supreme Court to resist any pressure or attempt to politicize the judiciary or allow executive overreach to influence judicial tenure. Constitutional safeguards must be respected. Ghana's 1992 Constitution firmly guarantees the independence of the judiciary. Article 125 Clause 1 affirms justice emanates from the people and shall be administered in the name of the Republic by the judiciary, which shall be independent and subject only to this Constitution. Article 125 Clause 3 further emphasizes that judicial powers reside solely in the judiciary, not in the President, Parliament, or any other authority. Article 127 Clause 1 protects the judiciary from interference, stating that it shall not be subject to the control or direction of any person or authority. These provisions enshrine a judiciary that is autonomous and impartial, serving as a necessary check on both the executive and legislative branches. Yen to aso se ebi eto aso a fa to aso ba me na yen pem nku yanimo ebi to aso na de aka ho ma me na yatimi e de ko yanimo e ba cho bra for mame. Okay, and to say allowing the removal of the Chief Justice via a petition under Article 146 Clause 1 allegedly initiated by sympathizers of the ruling government would not only be unjust but would also erode public trust in the judicial system. Such actions threaten to reduce the judiciary to a partisan tool and risk aligning its tenure with that of the executive in direct violation of the constitutional safeguards. The judiciary, a pillar of Ghana's democracy. For over 30 years, the judiciary has played a crucial role in preserving Ghana's democratic integrity, ensuring fair trials, and maintaining the rule of law. Undermining this institution jeopardizes the stability and future of the Fourth Republic. The judiciary, must not be subjected to political manipulation or punished because the appointing president is no longer in power. Ghana's democracy thrives when institutions remain neutral, independent, and protected from the ebb and flow of political tides. Our call to action. ACG urges all stakeholders, especially the Ghana Bar Association and the justices of the Supreme Court, to speak out against any attempt to compromise the judiciary's independence. The integrity of our constitutional democracy depends on upholding the rule of law above all political interests. This document or release was signed by the Communications Directorate, Advocacy for Citizens Ghana. I don't know if I told you free sumame. Enti dear ACG for eka nyina I don't know, and clearly wama kotu constitutional provisions are actually say the judiciary an independent institution, independent body, autonomous. Wanono anya obi ena eba be kire se wadwuma so ani ana wadwuma so ani president biaba ene mempewa asem mesusu se abanda da no ebesene ko ye na appointed unti no we are politically aligned to that party and our government. Etinima bay me dey refri ho enyina so am di bay nyina no enya nyina so a under any serious jurisdiction yeba nyina so dia chief justice in the free office. And you know, and you've heard from the lawyers and someone more can say, hey, we pay the jack, don't mahama, any NDC, Adabraka, we pay the Munyai, a bear come to Chasso. And so tinti was one Tiobia. There was one yard war, you want to know, young I did the Aircano, or Yan or Pemwa or Bemadachi. So that is it. And to the about the bomu, you got the idea, you know, a corner moon penny for bedding common air. Baby on pese woman 7 or so etimi eko dru anopai dear ana dear ba ko e wo ho enie me pa chawa me say are you aware say President John Dramani Mahama the 120-day social contract what Ghana for ko e no aka some 14 days ana aka some 14 days ana are you aware what in team 120-day contract with Ghanaians say motu ababa me na me be man pani a ene abosome enan a ewo manimu no ne me di tumi amode ama me no me pese me di yenie 120-day social contract with Ghanaians aka 2 weeks na ni nyina no aso so far promise no dodo say na watimi aye dodo say na wantimi nyoye ne performance no abusua a sanctuary de mawana. We are saying all qua or yan near manua. A sanctuary de mau ana. Yabisa Sassamo. A benyada jaba na yaba be peja and common mapa. And so etimi at your fahom. Adanwa da kwesiada Health Minister Honorable Kwabena Minta Kando Epe a Tamale Teaching Hospital a surprise visit. Na wokodru hono bibi koso na koso no enam so ma minister no with immediate effect as the CEO Tamale Teaching Hospital Dr. Adam Atiku oyinadi so onkonko tina fie oyinadi no any 24 hours and President John Dramani Mahama and making new appointment na what the doctor Abubakar Bawa Abdullahi or a senior official at the University of Development Studies and be share Dr. Adam Atiku Anemu na ya say osun ya kan say wa mu a osun pafen o se me kobra wuo me bisa say honorable Minta Kando wada Roma say a teaching hospital wo ho na aban a waba teaching hospital no e wo ya kan say some deficit with regards to medical equipment na enam so ma sa deficit no ema nipa ehwere ne nkwa wana wo de so buo no kobo no enye wo aban no the appointing authority and afei wo mu a yede tumi ama o mu a mo na wo se asem betimi ahwe apomudin ministry ni so mo na ese abam so buo doctor ni no dia no ye and a doctor for a woman wo Tamale Teaching Hospital I responded to sa embarrassment no a the health minister embarrassing Tamale Teaching Hospital CEO no they responded to it remember be kenkan mu sam de akireo no hunu ba bia ne emeko emprepre a ka say and a doctor for no say woman suspended emergency cases bia ebeba until say minister no ba render an apology Ediama a doctor for ne wo ho no wo bu omalimtia yeni nkomo kakra President John Mahama 120 days social contract no abusua aka 14 days na atwemienu na nyina aso eto say wo to aba ne bi utu ato wo tie nsem wo kan na wo to ababa no eto say watimi adi so ana say 14 days na aka no wa hwe asan na eko yanko amano so na ye ne the former CEO public sector reforms yera Thomas Kusibuafo eni nkomonfa ensemu eho ofa no beauty yanka amayama wa chia pombo ko de
mejo so nyame adom no ho ye
eda Yesu asepa ofa daruma anope asante mantem tisen
asante mantem boko boni bi eni ha na enkane ano na adundum no peja no kosoro kakra enti adundum no de ewo ha enti ana no so de oha kakra enso ba sinyasa generally very peaceful any ijashishie ya ebeba ya ne ehonsem enti amount for as a demand and pick it up said the akofom kakrama se ton yema yento kojuma complain and then Manso bono apeja kosoro especially food items niane pa semno and so ayeden
I see
it me akachira say but there are pockets of problems. You be soon, you be so sorry. You be complaining so complaining. And the woman so had in Accra and transportation and the drivers and trotro ne drivers no. Omuyeno omulodua omayeno short. Papa. Ye mo ayedin ombubu tot na menkrofo ti baby a okwa enka ye be se ufiri baby a wo ko kajitia na opesa okọ no ana center of Kumasi ye be se 1 cedi 50 pesos no on here you end up paying about 6 cedis and sana wadro into on company in out no na we had to have 12 cities into kekani nyina bom dia betimi akache o se basa ma transportation cost no it me ko be say 200%.
I see.
Yes, practice Zanity.
I see.
Maybe a Takoradi, Sani Mani being my house.
Cried yet to me that January Munira, na sa you bunny taught in Kakra, taxi for the Mia, a boom Kakra, and a home crowd, but you know, a baby offer, a baby.
I'm also near the papa until young Chena. Public transport, the bay run at least regional capitals in Muno. Intensify no a bit me abo. Public transport, public buses for regional and national capital. A bit me abo.
Now, over the Ayaka, would you pass a bay or tissue betty?
Oh, said the Ghana for everywhere on the Honson there, a idea no so here. There was a Oboa. Ma and you must send in your Toaba.
That's right.
And Toaba said, Sabi, a Hontebi and the editor, Intinia Boka or democracy on. Tibasa idea, Sanima Winya, so ya dear, beat me. A bit me a boy. I can't say, oh, boy, nipa. Yes, so this occasion, Butum. Oh, man, oh, Hano, one near my say, be one. It's me and so a boy. Many parents who said, me sorry, because a Juma. They be a me planning, say. Inti me coba make a me board transportation, inti ama, or my titi baby. Government workers, no, and Omeka home, no more, you know, be who said transportation and food prices generally a bonum a picture, perhaps.
Wafa, I don't pay the young cabin shemuye. President John Dramani Mahama in opposition, etin team a year a pam and krata. Now, what in team yano or say. And yeah, the first 120 days in office, Nyame na dumro be man penia. And near ma wo no asu set wo betimi this 120 days in aye enie. We be am for two anko ginane so wo no na etintim de by two Ghana fo animum. Yabu nane sa aka 14 days na 120 days no of adaroma aso. Minim say wo de wani adi sa ensem na chi bebrebe no a. Anope ya se ye hwe. Some a year 14 days ya akai. Na yede toto eye Bosha President Mahama de share Ghana for say 120 days wo de be ye no. Even wa ya kodru baby a wa ye de adru no eso ani ehyem kurai ana ampo no Bosha wo share ye no. Wa deviate a won nam baby kura.
Yo me das na mencha wo tie fo. Menia amamu no e ka amamu a ye say eda obeto ebo twa aso fra no ne da no ne mpafin be yiwo ano a ye de ko bobosi anko ano so so a editua enso so anko le ana politicians akeka na ye de votes no e quite different from eba mamu no pa no a de ya na ekoso politicians dey so pay votes no nyane wia na obebu man no a na de also obeye so yes me fast no the reality no dawn on him and who de niema ebesi akọ afa men kano se onye bi waye bi there but fakase no ano so no esensa kwam na ebin so kura won shase kura na say politician ebetwa no say 120 days me years PTA meaning and very difficult the kura no say 120 days me ba we and ana me say me na chese wa bo anamba we na say na chese unansi bibi sunti na ama utimi akasa.
That's right.
And in the panso kasa actually no ana activity say ya no say obeye inti ya dia o sheba no wa she eba obetimi aye enye sa enhye bokora ana nka bibia kora ebo no so de
Osha na manfo ni da so no mu trezi ya chese wo ko nyina no ne ye hwese eno na wudi akiri no ana itina menu ya mema bebre no aware mu no yekomu a aware ne ta egu ntem ana se yeah po ba no ye raise expectations not too much I feel reality ne don ye pe na fe atonkotokana ne na ye pese di twitwa ye ho ti agisi hu ya sempa aka ti meka kire ne se wa ye bidie me di mani hwe mu no emu be nsia kongotwe de watimi aye na ebe enso ko be se nkono de o tetare okoboha no akoboha ya wa sha se ebe kan se process no ene so wa ye wi ni mu be nwotwe bi ko dudie onye ho he enti kire o se sanka o ma Kennedy a komeka se bia o fa de waden nsa koka ene de waye ni nyina bom na fe de onko ho kra no de a emi kusibo afọ de ka me ma kenu a so me teacher ni ma ye bi a cherry dai de ka me ma no be 4 to 5 over 10 4 to 5 over 10 very kura de na so ka no potin say makantam say we nko na me ye ni wa within 120 days na no na mo mfa mark me dia enka no de onyam pass yi but maka chere ni say uguso generally sana de no from a professional angle sana etie so can lean government to me I want to say na ya na edisivu nkrofo lean government in chere ministers no nko a o ye can lead government no a ministers or deputies CEOs directors board members government machinery and ambassadorial appointees and our can women a constitute government, to cause a lean government or refer to what the argument, say a ministers, meaning yes, sir. Ministers, a constitute only about 18% of the cost of running the government. What the media say?
That's right.
The remaining 88 and I say 82%. The rest no am the can. So in terms of cost, it can boom a fan of government machinery. Into Kikambo Minia was so into that lean government, was not given the proper definition. Intimentiasi, to me, it is not lean. Lean or no. Dodo saying the presidential staffers. Dodo saying and a courier CEOs. Major this CEOs no crowd also sending ministers no minion yes sir.
Sabe.
Na CEOs no so katua no minia I was also ministers in view. I was so sene warm. Obi a wakọ senate. Na katua so sene minister. Mineral commission akatua betimi aso asene minister no what media na say.
That's right.
Get funding ni betimi age asene sa. Obi wa ya fan say CEO deputy no kura de no kura betimi aso asene. Deputy minister bin so ede. So enti no sa no. Ya na me fa no in terms of cost a kasen any a boy. To so the lean government bar not only the numbers, but we also compare the financial implications in terms of the amount of money you are going to spend in totality on the government. And so I my comparison. Obu owa na yire ya baako. Obi nso so to de ya miensa. Enso baako no e ka obodo ho nso sene de waware miensa no. So what me de na say.
That's right.
ebi kwa na mpranfo agiska no kura di ni pay no ekura no mpranfo no kura di be 80% na na yire be 10% pe and so ka kire na me ye be ma warefo so what you say anti busan say the other ton some ma re say and wo mu de koto Brazilian hair and wo ne wo montade and the odigin ni enanfofo di yes it is na ya can comparison there in terms of costs. Into your cost no ani be hunti hono de me huni sa na fe women banking no ma hwa me hu ni yi women banking na eyedie bank ben netisa ana terminology kwa seed money no ewo he o ma hya ase eno no mi hu yi na fe ni 24-hour economy a me be me kan se ono bebre na ya digitalization and one pedi be friend 24-hour economy and then crofo can. Meaning omo and no crowd the matters will be the abetum say digital NDC for no point. Digitalization one 24-hour economy no. Ombe use digitalization. Na say na mon kan intem. Akobia ya chiri no ya bon so tro ne ade so tro ne ya do so na the free nyamia no one person omo bo e ma wo kan dokure. Afi so tro ba ku su ye akwano so tro mu oden na fe wasan the right no benkum na call ya right ne ba na fe wase mia o ti na kan in term na kam de right ji be kan ko asun betu moja ai so 24-hour economy we gusi dan tando na dano na ye busa se edure hin ekọ hin fa na ye be ye ni say ebe pum ne any serious explanation to 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
Odi said the order that no obi say fuel stations in ebe bu 24-hour economy be bu 24-hour. Obi say passport office and ebe ye 24-hour economy no ni ade ba bi si ho ebi si banking sector afi omo de nam sa and omo gather 24-hour economy and ade me so me kusi bu afu nim say already established businesses no and am okike bia bomu abe now so say o mo be 24-hour economy. That is my check.
Yeah.
No my friend is etinya de foforo o mo ho dada no a eye no ano na mo be keka wo no mo abobom enti na no what is businessmen forum be a course work. Many are so atiase. That is where they met. Nto mo meet wo in groups, which I know. So no na wo be deploy after no 24-hour economy. Then kwa mama wo about best spearhead as an arrowhead. Nature say o mo no na beton 24-hour economy no na wo maka say ye ni say ye say nature say Ghana from say 24-hour economy are established, already established businesses. And wo mo ye many as a pepe enye business fufuru bia na ebeba enya de fufuru bia. It is where you coach Ogum, Nadi, Zito, Abba. A prayer to Dada no one or Mbesa Yambo. Otoko prayer for Frubium. So at the media, prayer for Frubium. What to be that? A brasta, Yakob Tokuchi, Fufronia, the near prayers, Yana Kwamania, no Masaya Abebo. Oman, a Kwamaya more, no Bebo. 80 a 24-hour economy, no, a honor my one. Mentiasie but do ye bia me hu ye eno de okan ya wa ye and say obey abolish some taxes bia odi yi levy nominate anema na kan ho eno de watutu din betting tax yi levy nominate covid yi so any ade no eno na ye nhwe se di bi siako and afi Osaka say carbon emission tax in the Niho, now crowd in terms of name. Into abolish here. It is Accra or my minium no upon ye. Now, Cassa, what would all kind of Yapon woman in a home. So I just say, I ain't no dear na in Europe. But we introduce additional taxes. Ebe can hoa. Now, no so by the asking. Especially bigger company. And it's ebia or a Robin Hood approach or ebia who we a sikafo e de akwa compensate ehiafo ono kono ko sikafo kro no ano abeche amakua ehiafo nedi into a Robin Hood approach mining sector insurance sectors reinsurance sector introduce another special tax being so the bar importations and so one say the city yes importers and also no importers no say no ebia and also so into if there say betting the onim say nkwara wo munya adwuma no mo ka obi a munya adwuma me ko twata to okọ no okoji free mining ho a say no or the abe compensate abe share the tax no olusu here from betting no so no wash no into a Robin Hood approach in transition a British strategy.
I see.
And you know so and there may be so to education also no educational reform said the BCI no so no no minyen who say bibi free mo ba papa biasa and galam say the no na obo hanya wo so the takashi na from now it's a proper policy on say you ban mining no completely no and no na maybe so
that's right.
I know the minyami who the technology na ye mining I don't need mfaje say we are say enema bu nyina no say the tariff yi kokokokui the gold no nko na tariff ni bi nche no eni enti ye nhwe ho no say the gold wa be important no nka so muntu galam say yempa kwampa ne mfa so ni yentu ente se mfa so bi e papa biara nye den e ma so na enye say yakochi we se ukọ na wuntumi onim gold to a mani use technology a odibetu gold no poa no ontu no kese pa menu aso atiase
that's right
no one say issue that is how we go about it and confer political party amafo obi na amafo ani agena you are sweating obehu so ho be kire wo eni garancy afi ni aso pen achi usuma unim se Ghana na ebridi unim se Ghana na isu yenyi politics say stimulate partisan politics any politics you say they punish you be enya power near they punish you be no yemfa nya nisa so good ene wo ho a nyame de mayen obi wo ho nim die bia ye papa ensay environment yema ne kwan na wontu na sika bem say ekọ $4,000 per ounce gold let me quite meet me about 1,500 it can no abom no le be hia technology ye de betu gold no na sika eden aba o my Ghana sem gold no kwa na betumi ya use the about the reserve power ye koko no die say ewum se bo abade na koko so no so e wo fom
okay
kakra afinti ho no an hwe sika kakra free home and afi apempema ayi so sisi aye ko debt restructure ni ade IMF ni ade hunsam no kurenya mianum ni bosia bonso so ebe yire kakra mai so yinya bosia bi ho do sa international geopolitics ye no so by ade abesan ya ha aban no
okay
nti na the minia mefa ni say on the scale of 1 to 10 my man be 4.5 to 5/10
okay
the modern more and no as a fair my man fair 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 and I'm the man
okay
at least for now
say 14 days no enya mama kan we jide be kan ho a na 120 days ba na fe ya hwe
I know na menso so mehwe because afi na ministers ne yifo no musu esuam afi no obi hwe say amakofi bu akohwe bia no wosu ti afi no mo hwe bosu no so ba go bi so banking sector de no wo hwe say certificates bi ni ade and also so me share that minhu enti omunye hu na nisu yi IMF policy no ano mo nam hu bi budget yikura baye about 90% IMF input and World Bank input enti uhwimu a afi no mo nam ho sa fi dem fanse ya mi ya abekwa wie ya abetu mu akopem 2026 mu ehono the ansana NDC for aban enhu nani so pa no na around 2026 na no so and now 2026 first half of 2027 then also omom by yes me no work say bibi inferior emegbo mu mete bayira home anya sanso e be delay progress no ekakra nti generally ye mompaye na enuane so am boss o na hu nsam no ya yete who hu say the city.
That's right.
Hu nsam ti na ye nhwe o wada gibia sha sinti otuta bro bayiro banchio no adredre say me wo eduma media no. The only thing between how Ghana for aduane nsam pa ka say en kania ye free dum so me no wo ka say etimi aka kire wo say aban the enkania for yi eka ye wo so tua ene ye no ye ho adwuma about 30 billion Ghana cedis. So about 30 billion. Now contractors Takoradi, I just say be a tax revenue for the next 3 years and now between the treaty or maka. Any other day. It is assembly a be edaho. And the Ghana news or mom susumian heightened expectations. Na mimi kusibu for the yenye I beto yen minia. Kakrebi a bit me aye de abo wo fu bi akokodo ana ye garden bi na fe fa support o revenue no kakra ni live modest lifestyle na akasesam no yenyi emfa emfri ho bibi a shepe na Ghana no ni de wi ase aduro no ente sekani no biemu ente sekani ni bi at least for the next 3 years ahead of us ente se biemu and you ebe ye den kakra e de ama o man Ghana so bi so de nse be fa na furu so adwuma ne ye be peche pressure be ban so a lot from the youth in terms of job creation ono an party members no be ha ne yie in terms of job creation Ghana for be ha ne yie in terms of job creation enti e honzo so ye nhwe sa niema ni so there will be pressure,
okay,
there will be problems, but let us pray. Say, in spite of all these difficulties, Ghana funya akukudro. Meme dear, menkase NDC aban in faili. I'm praying for them to beat me iron because adie as a year one we say the city now na ebia da bia bedia dia no ahwani aye ni ye as a year self ebesha for sonsa.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Enti obi emu aban na ontimi nye ni ye o de kakra wo ho ahon de kakra obetimi na o de abo unim de kakra na o de abompa bokora na abebo akire nyame a
no abo
bona fa kire no so onum ye
okay
na fe members no so tumi so de ebe a na be hye won sa wanhwe akonkosem ni huhu ni akasesem bi etimi ba what you say.
That's right.
Inti president nhwe na politics ni pa yie na abeku opposition ifiri wa politics no onhwe wo mu yie so what you say.
That's right.
Obu oho etumi mehye ni nsam afi nu anya bie fe nu ode be ka brofo so me no wo ka say sami jamfi adia from a professional angle wa revoke balances ya implication betimi abase betimi akokokot no ani aje kura wo ni page afi na usuma some of these things it show greater level of immaturity. It is can there kasemu ni how they treat Ghanaians, how they approach Ghanaians and businesses and some kasa bisa de ba so I would say KM boss me am offer zuba but so monyi ni emanu amedi nkrofo bi be ba ometimi atwa mba no ne ade no aye omo musim kunwa no akrokro mo na aye nkakra ade no ebesi ho no mo ache so kanye sabi ade aketetu ape ene so sha base aye mi an ko musa o tiese ugusa enipa ne ze ebe nti enu oton ade wo street so ebe nti enu gina ho na hwe one na akasa kama na nti ase ya adwuma no wayi wo mo nkakra in politics Oba now person the dramatic change eba is so traumatic. It be meeting resistance.
Okay.
If you change it there must be a semblance of an old form. Na one manage old form. Nitin am si galamsey no. Me say aban bi obana galamsey no so me ka kire Ghana ni bia ma wo mo ate. Mimi kusi bo afo say NDC for ne MPP for enyina ka galamsey ho. Mo hwehwe mo galamsey fu a ND politicians ka ho, ahemfo ka ho, asofo ka ho. Enipa bi a wonfo ni ntu akasa amere wo kan ne bible kwa eka ho. Onye bi a ka anu se wo di na konwa enso so ka ho. Na den sase na deda hon mo no. Ye say ye Peter ni yo na no na ensase na ku hosa. Ya ahemfo nsase. Eti ho na de ma. Ana politicians no so no wo mo ba wo mo nya ba bi mfo mu rewura no a na tifa garam say no.
Wamanya baby or then the fufu kobo no.
Yes, yatichem me kirewa a certification or do be minister, do be CEO, do be MP, do be board so and a fee womuba, womumbe ramuanda contractors. Don't be facilitate yama womo, beko oil industry, beko proper mining industry, beko fuel distribution and gas distribution. Womu do mu wura ho mu wiya. Afi womu kanoa ase womu nana ye yanko ni apia womu aguwira. Womu ne fa no akodwon de galamsey kro. As a compensation. Okay. So galamsey is a compensation for people who could not join the track.
I see.
Over. I know na bebre kura the finance MPC bebre no amokaka. Bebre wo mu. Ya womu de kun wo maka. Obi ka bedema galamsey ni ne betuama no.
Wontumi radio.
Na re se asem ketewa. Enti ade no ayedi akire no aye ka no aye bubo bodi say obi ba no de abaye politics. Minua udi akire asem ato. Unim galamsey no number of MPs, number of presidential candidates aboa wo.
I see.
Uko wura mu na ehu se galamsey financiers of politicians, financiers of kings and queens, financiers of religious leaders. That is sorry that kesias and germination or and we will correction into the zoo in Kwani so this year. Guarantee.
Over. Yanfancy I say na 2 weeks in a bar. Na yasanso aba na so na ya be wiem komone kra.
Matemedasi nyamenka mono no munyadum
onka wonso oho etino yera Thomas Kusibuafo former CEO public sector reforms na yene na di eye enkomodo me ba chamo matina se na yentiko ankrata ne firi hotel MCR fa eye Tamale Teaching Hospital for we na to so mame na wam dia betumu se we eye Doctors Association of Tamale Teaching Hospital. Well, see, we will advise ourselves as basic healthcare needs remain unmet and health workers keep getting blamed. As empetia, ni adadwa da minister no ko gina ho ye no. E ho response no amde aba no. Well, see, as a minister, want to me entena din me kan kire wo mo ye adwuma ho ne se machines 1 2 3 I say break it down. Ye hear repairs, ye hear foforo. Enti aban no a wote so no emfa bi ma embesiesie no. Enti ye gina so na ye de ayi obi adi e wo eye ayade sabia ho. Wo so ye ne se nye yie. And medical catcher say anopai wo the statement aba. Ni amu kanyina ne se ene wo ma suspend emergency care at the hospital. Esai eniama wonsamu a esukodo ma eye your friends eh nta kando ne suhinios ho ahwan eko gina ho anu omo ye egu amanfo animu ase no he Jack obi anto aba ma amu yewu President Mahama ne ato aba no apone tumi kakra de ama seje na utumi e de ma wo no de ode be yenie wo de beto yen so wre apomode adwuma efo na de tumi no e beto yen so wre aho na machine na say machines ni bi ni ho a e won asade enya aban asade enti ne me no a wo de sa sobo na e ba be sua ma bobo an me menya die na menye edom de abetum won so am kan plane enya plane fa se minister no ene Suhini ma bonte amba me pa mo chewa sa eye suspension of emergency we no at the hospital no ebetuamu a and etuamu a enipa so bewu yes etuamu a na etua so a ade ya nipa bewu etunom statement na da no and that screen so no and the doctors at the Tamale Teaching Hospital have suspended emergency and outpatient services indefinitely, citing unwarranted attacks from Health Minister Kwabena Minta Kando and Tamale North MP Al-Hassan Suhini. The decision was made during an emergency General Assembly meeting of the Doctors Association of Tamale Teaching Hospital on Wednesday, April 23. It came just hours after an earlier statement from the group condemning an incident during the minister's visit to the hospital's accident and emergency unit on Tuesday, April 2022. All members of the DATTH have proceeded on an indefinite suspension of all emergency and outpatient services. That is general OPD, antenatal clinic, specialized and our specialist clinic, pediatric OPD, etc. Enti minister wanamontuo ba kope a wo tu ye na wo susu said ya wo mam wo kano aye right wa dia de ba aw wo susu said ya wo kan ye ne right anya bia no da ben na honorable Minta Kando wo benim eye the intricacies in medicine we say you can say medical hwan da ben nya da no da na nam fichire hospitals here abanda da ne chance yo nwie na onenam wa wo ya press conferences yes enen say ya etidia na aba ade pa na aba ena hwan na de tumi ma wo koyi obi adi chese odwene ho I to say there I don't know anyway ya fancy na wan krata no mu se mo aba ya ntinsim ya nkura nim na wo man na yetim prepare die ene ye kon be yintin because dia ban ne ye no ontimi nkasa wonka ebi ya bufu etu betena odi ahwe wonka obekasa hwe me kon wonti ya no patututu meni de ye mpo baachi
me Jesus ka yakoba do emuye
abra what is saying
ofaye
ya da nyame ase pa na mboa dia me kan mboa da bia da what the bibi fufuro bebom ne odi bebom so ya bufu sam etu beka hwe me kon wonti ya no pe azina ya bompa
enya ho na efe na wote se ya anum fo ebia onkasa na okon yen ti se PVC pipe se wona nka no penka asen kon ho the
minister ekwaye de hwe fa
yes Osika isi anu kra no ama
no
respect and send na mehunu amayo semsi fa no NDC amembwe ne nia minister kwaye enre yi kra no anopaye yi enra na asemsi ya ade che ya yese ofofro nkwasha na nan no ama menya adwofofro bi ewo amanyofo ho na de tiri se nyomu ina momu de because sabe abandada ne penso yantete ti sansem we bi abandada ne penso yante se mo kan say foreign these media houses no BBC no ne CNN Al Jazeera no twere nsemi fa Ghana ho se ne democracy no a yesu afri kosi buroni ho na ya tena setintimu ye constitution no ye bu afaso abandada ne penso bibi sensi enuti eye ade bia se epo bia wonom kwotena ho eboye for the past 8 years epo bia wonom koboye na Ghana for na ase ye ntumi an capture ade ne ntem yanye proactive because John Dramani Mahama His Excellency eka kire say wakwa kwotena fie no we share mistakes bia wo ye da mistake no ena kese hunu se obetena so no e dey mistakes no ye so share be dey free mu a mistake net saying kwambe so some mistakes no yen yantena sese saade no na sebe nia sebe wabodam krate apono kakra bia no behunu nkwada de ya na ho so waba na se bia wamfa na aduro wanononum ni nduro ni bokoffa nkrofo bi e de bata no ho a then was start a relapse o say what wana wonya reactions bi no ye nnuoma bi ensem fata enu bi na tiesi NDC amanyoku ene wonu mu ebu o me na tiesi wo mu the couple of people are John Dramani Mahama His Excellency and na for ho no akwa se one fair duro ni bi because we diga ka say obi wa boda na wonya adum hawo no so one fair duro no oja na duro no fa ema wonya reactions no and then I start here no ya
o se ni enyan yo
ya
any enyan wo dey reporter ye can say BBC ne wo mo maka reporter job dey ba nyina efa the removal and suspension of a chief justice no Chese was submitted the whole country to a public ridicule.
Yeah.
International ridicule. Chese BBC di ode ba kra de eni enyan.
Yeah.
Eni enyan kra, eni enyan. Enti ehefa no man Ghana ye ko.
Enti no say as on my Ghana ye democratic nation, obeso suspend CJA incompetency, misbehavior. Say no ma mienu we. Ana usu nyina so de ayren. Suspended no.
And I didn't na free ho.
Masa.
Na BBC News Africa say chief justices in Ghana can only be removed from office on a few grounds which include incompetence and misbehavior.
Yes.
So why has Ghana's president suspended the country's Supreme Court chief justice? And clearly no obeso akire Ghana for no wiase for nyina say sa grounds no petitioners ni gina so a wamo see emfanyi chief justice ni furo ni nyina e bogus. That is it.
As a petitioners no on mamuni nankasa so cry yade with this constitution 1992 constitution to me amendment because this just three grounds our constitution misbehavior, incompetency and inability to perform her duties and sando mami ensawe that's how you know so aka say me dey yi
chief justice everywhere
no sabi nkwafo mu di nsem hunu a wo munye chief justice a omo aban mu omo so misbehave misconduct omo mbo modwuma ye and no minister akoso TV so and you no
wo cry yes see pam no cry one time wo no kotena wo no wo sum see pam no one time and no cry de abna ne abani me de baka mabrem ko nyina yinti yo mahama mamu kotobe kuma wo ye ndien yo so be ye no an wo ye
say yes second independence no yes second independence no yenkrom sa eya na meka say abato de ginesie bi awusie a untumi nsine ne na de chen waka so me na meka ye na menyanwe agye sanfie nan ekire bi man se na wasen tumi esi ginai foforo ene ye magana fo so nya ne ntie say President John Dramani Mahama no the last term ni so we can't hold him accountable to his actions. This say bia wo de hu ebufuo e de beto atia wo mu in the future elections there and they fine but for now ne de ne obeye bia obeye no we di kan ka kire ye se ono no wonti obi a wasan ye dwanfunu de we ye dem bono manete what you say enti ye nyina ye betine mu sesi an woye bibi na akoka yesi hey enyina wonka ne enyina so edwumedie nyina aye stand still enso akoka yesi eye propaganda wokoka yesi eyi mokra mu free so ne enyina wonka ne enyina so ensie nwotwe obi aba betena so wofa enyina wonka ne bibi aye kama enso mu ye hu dede e wokrum ha se nyoma boa ye dene ene enyina wonka ne no so kra no boa kosoro enso enya bi kra ne adem de die adwuma ensini mienu no ne he na nanka ope se wutie se woni awu se wanu ho enso brunya nan ye nyina ye tinem wate ase
okay
enti ni aban ne wo ye sesia ne de ye nyina ye betinem ye ne hweka wokakakaka ne opeso ye no ye na wafa eba no Tamale Teaching Hospital wo musi oye yapomo na afa ni pafofri se ni pafofro no wokogina yo wokogina se ento no so aba mane meye MP ene wo lusi ye enti wo mo wo pe be di na kwhye
ogina wa NDC di
ogina wa NDC di enti na wo mo pe be di na kwhye because wo health minister eden pa na wo wunimu a I was a wood to me so na all of a sudden was my pamu CEO no me pamu no enya 24 hours man penu so my pamu pafo from on kwankwadano
enti Dr. Abubakar Bawa Abdullah no me Bawa de kura ehye ono kura no ring a bell within my mind.
You understand? Bawa ebusiafo na bia
ebusiafo na bia
ade shetu your friend Aishetu Aishetu ni nuanum ni bia omo nyina aka ho Bawa fo na
ati spokesperson to the president is here crowd on no presidential staffer
presidential staffer
just Bawa Muktari enti Bawa na ehye ono Oscar omo Bawa edin Bawa no o de Bawa ne keke edi e be mo Bawa bia no be say link to mfoni bia ejama ho bibi o de ase and sa Bawa no so ba ko bi so be ka se mi na nsemu a ano hepatin say institutions be am na say no ko is it PRC na baby the Bawa for no is your master no
I see
master no pa
enti anya wonwa enti Bawa for na papa na nkasa no na wo mo mi no dada na wo mo pe kwan bi so yes no mo bonato enti no mo pe kwan bi so no mo inefri wo
Ade no ye
ade no ye
de no ye
papa no boni pa wa ye enya
de no ye
just because minister kasa me na yina no who is minister
anu yini kura ne enya papa na yina no o staff ni bi na wo me minister no eyi ana wo de everybody yesu enti no say na maka no ma hyehyɛ ato eno ano no
no ma hyehyɛ no o pa no enti no enya wonwa
na eyi obi adi a ni 24 hours yes ye do bi foforo ba
ye do bi foforo ba
that is what buku ade na gudam de dada o enti no ase ye yiwa ni atam wedi na besim ananya sa
yes say problem nta aka no ko no ka kire Bawa say chale te trotwe me na me ko create commotion aba me we pe wona wo be show nti no no ja back door to ya we
ya we nti ya no was sneaky rape wo fa wo ada no mobile money fo ya ye ko robe wo mo no wo say papa no wo gina ho wona gani di nkomo kakra wo pie ya
no shefu gu no
what as wo pie ya pe na robe sanity
jo ma hyehyɛ
yes sanity
okay obra no some 17 minutes gone past 8 kwankrata mo boso abena se wa mani ampo ne nua ba ma o kire ma bat na se anopa mu monitaw na yanku yanim
yo wafa yada se measures here e daily graphic wakraten or see truth and accuracy every day on the obu ne pepepepe wonyi bi free won fa bi hyem sane wote no sa pepepe e na wo ba amane e Bank of Ghana Dr. Siama ne foni da ha governor no wase wo mo echo IMF and World Bank spring meetings no omo say Africa yenye debt restructuring eno e da daily graphic wakraten nim ene anope ya wo mo ebo emu amane na ya say aban no ba hyase na chip embedded passports yetumi ahyase na ye ene ye chip no ye passport no ye de begu chip so
na sa na do legacy o
na do dia enso em say asabre na okuje to abra ko no woda enti wonimu say ya lanche krada dada na ye hu djuma
me pese me use borofo f no I'm so called constituencies bia na me the video am say video me found to group in I say okuja to say master come and book an appointment
and come to the office yes
I say to me aba
the didn't call on come book appointment no go the office
to me aba ntisa
enti a daily graphic enim ene na no pay we so eda e wo ha say yes say aban no any gold fields for sabre do motumi arrangement e wo da mines no e ho eno so de nim say Ghana Journalists Association and one more first aban enhwe na NMC boss no board no one ensign and reconstituting for daily graphic nim ene na no pay we so eda
daily guide abina here body massage na daily guide na me de to aso ya ma me CJ Gertrude Arabe Sabasa Kitoko no ne phone da ha aye kire se the response to the petitions no a poppy up Tokonu's response to petitions pops up intino ya bejibra ne apebi na yetumi akenkan ya fa sebu akwan bi ato yi na di e de firi nwumede wodi wanye boni bia no ehon sam to daily guide e de abakrata fa to so amiensa enra and the third batch of MMDCs no so e baaye bono enkrapuni mantemo tamane na sefo na ade enso e baaye na e friends e be bright ohun no ebi bright so ma fa no tema ho baby tema east to say dem so ko MC
baby ogina ye no
intina at least ayenya ma wa na edo akɔhye MC position sa na ekoro no na bana he na ne katafeto so miensa ho ano pay delegate say Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia enra our party no headquarters was Salam down Accra wane mpelifo share di nkomo thank you to na no mufra ase no se enye se bi odi ntwo esa so ekremoni nti dabi ade asem na mukai kremoni na mudi bom ni de mfa kora inequalities imbalance na wana se mama bibi asa no pompa se mudi matem bisa no na Tamale Teaching Hospital de ya hu sensam so ya bobo so yi eno so da ha no pe daily guide edem nsem ade aba
ya da se ya to so na mede ene de day break ko wakrata no na mede to so ene anope yi wo se day break ko wakrata no emu a ene vice president a former vice president sorry sesi a vice president yi hu no into former vice president ni foni na da ha sei ena wose binu ko ka say abana yekoto no 2024 senior tremedi kambo so no amanfo eto no on religious basis na ne enti ono watumi ani nkunim ni se no ye muslimi ni en wose ne kure bi anim wo mo ba ye no wo mo hwehwe ma wo mo aye a kire mu so no krampo no perform ye better ewo some constituencies even more than Christian parliamentary candidates no enti enye anu ntia ene ntwo na e ba ye daybreak wakrat nim ene na no pe we so eda na chema wutumi ni foni da ha sei FIC4 ese wo mo freeze chema wutumi na account wo mo eye nhwehwemu daybreak wakrat nim ene we so eda na GJ president enra mo tie ni kakra na sama wo ka ne sei NPP third vice chairman no omo modia say ye be kire no opposite for nkire no ene yase wondi kan ko ene Ghana ofa we make complain na ye nya arrest ye wo procedures so ho no obi be ka kire say me ma boycott two programs na me mpesa ne meye bia obetwintwa makwam me ni woni twaka bia ya na kire say e kire say
me say the MPP have been too charitable with media general. Adana may come and say, Manuensi. Prior to the elections, we didn't radical Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bamia. Party no flag bearer. Sa akwabi ase friend tilapia se momoni ose kobi no. Sa ne cartoon se mhunu. Chese, wo gin wa wonti as you. Enti no wo montena ho. Na munni sanse mhunu no. A whole party flag bearer. Who does that? Na mu wie ya na yesi aboy kwati bu we ya na ye friends and microphone shemu a na wo nya tumi no e do microphone abesi wo won kura de opia to form kekenka mi aka won be be e be kwakoda
wo kura ni ko yesi ya nton san fraw ya fraw enti GJ fo aso mo kan say the media doesn't need any permission to go to a program me ye me indoor program me nton san fraw what maba just because I'm a media media no so edru be bia yen ka no ya wa element Aseme ni uni hweya me ni uni hweya
they charitable with Sankrofo
they are not in government into mu dia monko wohu enti wase eyewura no yen kire no aposifo nkire no enti eyewura kwabna dwonfo de wadawroma go and make complain na aposifo no so wom konko make arrest no na yen so charges a wode be kwakọbọ no
aposifo no wom wadaje sa
enti debre ko wakrat nanim ene na no pe we so eda
na chama wuntumi hu sema yekan se amembo san ne bebu ni dia then Ghana we are very solid. Yes, sir. Financial Intelligence Center, FIC4, one more freezing accounts. Na send ya obati ase yenti. Daily Post, NDC for kranta. One more church papai. Infoni bebre wo wi asimu na no. We no so mehia. Na mo de aye the story no. Yate. You ready digital macro Godwin. Infoni da ha. Ono another the NPA ano no say John Dramani Mahama His Excellency kwaye wafa so a opeso yi CJ arewa kwan so na international media fo no so etwa bibi esre Ghana fo no ne bone so odin hihye so ana wamma 1992 constitution no nsema wo mu no wadi so pa na ayedwuma eno so ha sameje fie frase o ma licenses isi Ghana gold ni na ekuta no sebe mo amko maka eba na mudu gold sin say artificial say dey yon authentical same je fiso betutumu na mo se na where you gold no e dey free because munu ho kwan say mudu gold be hye mo se wabra mama ma to free gold board for a license in microphone kokoto ye na mama ma to free gold board o pa de usga usna so kwa kwahye no o de ndi editor poli
Fidem.
It is also my license into Bacho.
Into we shall see go down here license.
This license.
Yate.
24 carat.
All right. We are not versing
you. Made the metro lanes and I made the soil media so also relevance our pride. And there was metro lanes go Accra anymore. National Health Insurance Authority year of Vincent in the SCU no Fonida Vincent Bampo. Was so much as say call a drum and a John the foreman a din como. Actually, woman for so dear World National Health Insurance no so. Send your beya or major GD woman no much me. I call a register no so ever. Dr. Mahmoud Bamia da Hasei and walk at NP Chamanyo Konim Penny for. One more wouldn't see a kind of primary cinema or would training us or to test one more. Now thank you to woman to me conquer Ghana Fwasi. Cratafeto so a no metro lens no the way by ye. Samija and feed the Hasei send your tremedy cambo sono and your match as license, the license the mass service providers no and also a cratafeto so do back home. And the metro lens. President John Dramani Mahama and a yera Imano Adote Alote. Waboni din se gas central no nenkoye MCO ho cratafeto so 9 anyway so edi aba metro lanes enie
the new crusading Ghana edi wie na kratan mu nsamba ko pe na me de me boso cratafeto so miensa no du page 3 and 10 Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, His Excellency the next president of the Republic of Ghana 2028 ono and be break the 8 na MPP 4 person break no 2024 me say papa we market on the wall ono be break the 8 no. Yes, was say Professor Mike Okwe a report no wajatum wayendo so na nhwemu bi omoye ebia no ya de fact ensem titre na nkasa ensem ehia papa no ene na world report nim jomehwe na mo de report no so e de aye adwuma na osika se na activity for microphone ye no menim se wohunu efe pa
ebubu ye na kwon
me dey me say me pa MPP for no mutirimu ye e be fa me hwena no anko mbete ya na ba se ne fa mu si ase some 27 minutes gone past 8 and pay tiewe mame me ba sisia
yo abrantia bi a friend Kevin Taylor o se wo kasa de man na nu dai abrantia bo asanteman e dwamu si yei amanfo di awrahuoi bemai soria odi atiami atam bemai Kevin Taylor soria ewo wudimu odi dwadifo atam odi asanteman atam yewra mahama odi kramofo atam yewra mahama masraw sese campaign atam una oya Ghana mampanyini enti yempesa basabasa bia besie yempesa basabasa besie abatu na twem agisa 2028 ni abatu baba enti adia be ya hruba adia be di asantema yatam adia be di yewura tam de yewura mahama ebane sa yempre yempesa ubaba hasai na uba yewura hano na sentiment ya bochi say ya ma onko ho anuti ana o mampanyini ya sra wo sai wo mu didi adwadifo atam no sabe anya wo mu na bese ha entitiya ya titiya ne sai ayedum so ayedum so ayedum so ayedum so ayedum so eti free one more everyone eti Kevin Taylor so when you were brought na wo ho na se atua wo ka tina ho na sa wo ma me free ha sei na sa wo papa free ha na sa wo ya brantia wo ton ne ma wo ha na sa wo fana wo ha ka be hunu wo mo bo onyankopon ka mo ho onyankopon tina ni mu kira mo onyankopon ma mu didi akwaso onyankopon ma wo be ya patu prane kan wi biara no onyankopon ma ho afama mu nyina onyankopon sra mu nyina yadamase na so kama tu asempa no a eye etue aduonu enum nchichemu aduasan num ose Adano meka kyerɛ wo sɛ ɛkɔm de me no wa mama bibi wa mama duane ani ejaba bɛsi yɛ sauce wa mama mahwɛ yɛn yɛyare wa me yɛ sika amfa nkɔ ayaresabea na deɛ a MPP foɔ ayɛ yi yɛyɛ adeɛ as a regional chairman
na me de kasem.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Nti one wabo.
That's right.
Na maka kosi asem bi so.
That's right.
Na no pay typically. Ye de be kasem pa.
Me da se pa.
Ano pay mami nchia mitela wo.
Wuntumi radio.
Ye fe no moro. Ono ne yire Adiza omo.
Okay.
Cancer road.
Okay. Whyfen so de?
Me ne chia na no pay. Na ne Adiza o tie po hwe program yi papa. Enti no ni chia no. Na bibia omo ye bia no nyame nton supa. Engusu ma omo. Na moro sa men kan kire o se.
Okay. Aha, ka me ba ho.
Aha. O se ohu se onyi ji kaftan ho pa.
That's right.
Enti woni abu nyina no.
That's right.
Enche oba be surprise mo.
Oh.
Oba be surprise mo. Nti ado pe wa so for anu tum ne chia mo.
Moro, my enchiao. Moro ya chiao pa. Won kra no so ya som. Won kra ne ya som. Ya chiao pa.
Osika mechanic say we are. Mechia regional communication team members na anope me bo ekowapia din specifically na mechia no.
All right.
Ekowapia or ye ni papa nti anope me boni din echia no kodwa akwa Emmanuel akwa no mu nyina mechia omo. Na mini Oscar wen insembi ekoso na say anhwe ni yie wo oman yi mu a me the video be send we nra.
Yeah.
1982.
That's right.
Video be.
That's right.
Send we nra. Na emre bi edu wo oman yi mu a professional bodies. Okay, I said just before elections 2024. Jampo say galamsey intino ono nam ena na all share professional bodies in Nakutu Pase omonye sit down strike.
That's right.
Over galamsey menace. Okay. This is the time one professional bodies no it is almost sorry waka na omoye omoko strike because they are ebobaba no any time.
Yeah.
Share enumi a wo boss isi ano o say wo kwato se aboa no koto wo nua so a ka che ne se on sorry yen so men kan che ne se on sorry ne so
yeah.
wo so on sorry yen so
101.3
because the one yen is on sorry ne so a obeba also na enkrofo ba ye no omutu omonisi journalist so na ya chi oketechie na ya invite God in asare bedi ako na ya bubi everybody kept quiet when was some the judiciary
Yeah.
when was some the Ghana Medical Association so enti no sa wo kwato se aboa no butu wunua no so a ka che say sorry yes so
Yeah.
this is the time me advise say all professional bodies must wake up because John Mahama the second coming no enya adwen pa ena okura
Yeah.
eya adwen bone pa ena odi aba na say topics na ya ba be your friends anything no.
Yes.
These are just preliminary comments. Na nia esi wo Tamale Teaching Hospital no is so shameful. Hwa woni bibi da president finally no or swear ministers no in no penyin bi frame no say na mo you serious enti say foreign ministers ekohia akodi nkomo papa bi afa wiase a mo foreign minister eni sa okujeto ablakwa we okujeto ablakwa we onina mwe eya mo foreign minister na say ti say enene na sa pandemic ba ye ya health ministers conferences and your corner we are say I'm an onion who can win now. Yempe Obi as health minister of Ghana. Now Uncle Jira Ghana enim and a Ghana name say health minister any akando. Akando oko vetina if I don't call ya. You say the only experience I know when you are Abrabomine no a dining hall prefect. I don't know. When are you Ghana health minister? So you see, Nianasa Okoye war Samale Teaching Hospital.
Yeah, same.
Now, Ninano, a agenda setting. What I say? It's no, me who's the Ghana Medical Association for release be.
Yeah.
But release no is not enough. They must go a step further. No more strike. Because I don't want to chief executive, no. You may not know what to follow.
Yeah.
You may not know what to follow. Wait, no. I say, I want to dahona. I say, Wadana will be in the room now. What they will say, I say, Obekawa. One kawa. Obeko a step further. That is exactly what they are doing. They are testing the waters with the Ghana Medical Association. And the judiciary, no.
Okay.
So I'm sure that's a reaction, no. And yes, solid. They will move a step further and then do certain things in this country. By the time you realize it, no. Now, be your mama, or man, could do no. We will all be sorry for ourselves.
Very well. And I'll pay you 3 a year items on our table. Now, the decline, some 14 days more to the expiration of President John Dramani Mahame's 120-day social contract with Ghanaians. As Mbisane said, 2 weeks now, Akano. So far, the President John Mahama etimi ayafa ne 120-day social contract. It was saying, is it encouraging? And I say, Sebia Bru Dadanwam. And no dan change sua. And yet the suspension and the removal of the Chief Justice and so is on our table this morning. And I say Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia NPP begins nationwide thank you tour. Nyame adoma memene da ebe womo edi ebe PM eye atweman temu ha sei. Sa nkomo enegu apono so. Chris minim de udi kan afa.
My fa no 120 days no.
120 days no. All right.
And paying for and the cast is a coming event
cast its shadows.
What I say? Send me the battery more. I say consider beda.
If free memene da.
If you memene da
anajo.
Beautiful.
Na nsuo beton so a
Inframadi kai. Say no so to metropolitan. Yenya yehu say Inframadi kai azana. Nsuo no.
That's right.
Intino. Me obetu nyumbi. Tama na Mahama yen campaign 2024 no obi bo nyumbi. And I say obi na tro ne car echi. Okokro bim. Na okoto ayampia. Adefa kro no ne ohene no. Enti ohene no ma ye che no ba ahemfie. Na ohene no was very merciful with driver na wa tro ade no.
Carnage.
Wuntumi radio.
It was shane say onko na onko pepa. Onko pepa ya no. And na otro echi. Dada no a.
Dada no a.
Dada no a. Say ekuti bia nimura. It dey say wato ayampia no na wo so onko pepa na wa pepa. Na wa otro echi.
Dada no a.
Dada no a. What you say?
Onim the person chere.
What you say? But the question is that on two I am bia with Dada no
and
but on Kawasam.
Yeah.
What I say? We all saw John Mahama's first term as president of this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be 101.3.
Sure. Me say Ghana for ya I don't know whether I should say Ghana for and almost two abano man no. And I said, me can't say, oh my, you mistake. What I said, because if in the first term, no now or what the chance of having a second term, yeah. Now, Ghana for ya domina say, you know, I could see Chaya. And yet, then, and within 8 years, no, Ghana for Ekondo John Mahama Momusa to Abama John Mahama say the president be
101.3.
It is so strange.
Yeah.
Now okay, I say a dro. Now say a dro. Maybe Jerry. A dro not the year. Only I don't even know how to put it. A section of Ghanaians. And I cannot do one fine and answer them because me man to about my John Mahama.
Yeah.
It's a balance that catch me say.
101.3.
A bopayo. Because now Ghana phone nim say abato we e won sunsu aso. What I say? Enti no omo fo say omo ye ade no ma na ye obi ya. Ene da ho no. Wo ba ye no. Ensemu a wo gira simpie so e ka che Ghana fo. Ye de na ye nim say wo no o ba cry that no anti no. Ye no de whatever you told us no. We took it with a pinch of salt. Ye no ye tiempo.
Radio.
What I say? Mimi obia. Say John Mahama kasa mimi ntie. I don't listen to him. Knowing him for who he is, no me wakasa mintie. Na nya ekosu iso no enyemi hu. Wafa enkofo jina galamse so e de emotional campaign wo oman mu a sometimes no yepona ye MPP for map no we were forced by some of their emotional campaign to go after certain leaders of ours and I tag you say omo no the kingpins of Galamsey. And then someone who sabi jefia or ka say the NDC as a body corporate, no. I shall say, you declare Ghana, President don't declare state of the nation.
Yeah, state of emergency.
Emergency, sorry.
Then me wuni ya para mse akwawi. Emfa nko si nkrofo ya. Ade anti ntia. Ya hwe na adwi.
Ene wo say. Wo Sami Jefia na wo say the NDC as a corporate body, no. Never said the president don't declare state of emergency. Hey, na sana NDC 40. And I believe omo this anya manage no ko to aba no. They are listening.
Yeah.
And they are watching. Share last week. Me wo hono mo ana. Me Madam Fubia auto gold e wo takwa. Of friend. And I catch him Mr. Chris. I say mabo. And I say man aba o say Yasuma national security for abatakwa o master chichi gold buyers and it's sellers, yes, just last week. I'm saying last week Friday. I'm not frame no casa. So you started chichi omo to gold war. And then last week you better handle your friend is saying Sami JV gold board mrano de aban.
Yes.
Until no carry am say we yes, ye catch a bomb koko. Ye bomb koko say. Adia mo yano. John Mahama obey only renewal bill. Into no ocean the body language adria or de bano and ya dream pa. Na mama ye very careful with John Mahama. Musi de bida the dokuru boy de. Now we say dokuru boy de ya. Wobako secondary school free. One share no and balance equation no. And I'll call to Abama John Mahama. A friend I will frame me. Say I know me incapacitated. Then I met my amount. Or pay baby and you go that bed. I be see.
And wafro.
And I frame me.
Ayo.
What I say? Intino say gold mining community. Na ye ba honum because ukaya honorable duka offer to no so echo all over gold mining communities. Yeah, no coordinator for the mining communities. No.
Yeah.
Oka ni yemu nsemi nyinara. Amgrofo yentie. And then we are seeing the consequences. Jomama uka che yen say we be 60 ministers. Now, obey a man will form 30%.
That's right.
Of the 60, no. He told us in your campaign promise. And I was saying, yes, I'm 10%. Meaning say 10%. That's it.
101.3.
O share Sabono. What buy no? What say certain taxes are previous government, you know, implementing, you know. Over Ubechum. Over be levy.
COVID-19 levy.
COVID-19 levy, no. And then I say, finance minister, or the budget statement called parliament. COVID levy, no. Because saying, it's a sign of when I will carry and now there's a man for the day. Minia, share. What by now, they say, ain't a kind of for cry, you're so bad to see me. Obiwa Ben, what to Akitum 25%. You had a certain Professor Jampo.
101.3.
Almost year we propaganda in Nara. Said 25% was not sufficient. Yes, sir.
Yes.
And then Jomama buy a line or the above 10%. Electricity tariff I know that also
14.75%.
Rounding up and 15%. Now what to Akitum 10%. Now electricity tariff cost 15%. O kwaya lasa oba. You so say or the before the amount or the be go there.
I remember through some. Yeah. And you know on your screen here some of the promises are President John Mahama make a 120-day social contract, you know, and a really old screen.
Now,
you know. Yeah.
Yeah, number 2, no.
Yeah. You are Manena mami. Why? Manena so mami na.
Yeah, number 2.
All right, number 2 in the one.
Constitute the leanest and most efficient government under the Fourth Republic in my first 90 days in office.
That's right.
That's the first 3 months, no. How about constitute the leanest government? What was it?
And most efficient government.
The guy is so crafty in lying. About what was it? Or you communicator like I've been saying all the time. No? So you're very skillful with the way you use words. So Abu Jidapo video now or parliament. We share and confirm when you yomu our Flagstaff as one. I don't know whether it was Abu Jidapo video no. In parliament that or chair this responsibility equivalent to minister ne emoluments.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know whether you have that video.
I mean, it's MCR. Because maybe who's that video? Yeah.
So when me the bema message them so that next time, you know, we will play it and then what are your program now? Washa. Per nyakwaso Obi in charge of communication. Obi say in charge of this office of the vice president. We emoluments are equal to minister and a deputy minister and what kind of Naboma? Jamama Abayno is about 100 ministers.
Yeah.
It's when I'm not catching is over the leanest 60. It is a lie. And you're in trouble because Joyce Bawa Moktari, office of the president, as what? The role and then the responsibility of office of the president or as what? So what is the salary? Oji, friend say 90,000, 900 million old city
a month.
Almost 100,000. That's $1 billion a month. Responsibility, but other you hire way. Say you near MPG, near minister G, near MP or double as minister or a public knowledge.
That's right.
Some conform. Say you say MPG 15,000. And yes, sir. Until no, you find this say nipa no or double as minister. It be as 5,000 and 10,000 become one. Until what you 25,000. You find this, sir.
Yeah.
Robin na Joyce Bawa Moktari or John Mahama, ne cousin, or play war. Office of the president or 90,000
a month.
What I say? You know, John Mahama no. In seminar Okache was in opposition. Obeja Wanuma or was some posturing me as if say or Brasibiama. You say, I catch you. Yenum no dear. Sansam na Okano. Ya know you're treating the numen seminyan with contempt because ye nim say, Nia Okano, all fine ye Juma.
Yeah.
All fine ye Juma.
Yeah. Chris, my go through some of the promises in DB. And also within my first 90 days in office, scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardship and ease the high cost of doing businesses. One, e-levy. E-levy has been scrapped, right? Okay. 2, COVID-19 levy. And on that's what. Yes. 10% levy on bet winnings. Scrap me boy. Yeah. And emission levy. Say emission levy that is it. That is it. Yeah. And COVID-19 levy, what is he waiting for? Yeah.
So we will say, COVID levy no de pa. In fact, at this last press conference, and son na yakwa to abado. As a media address or say, COVID no kra no etwam ko.
Eni hobi. Yeah.
And what is the essence of levy now?
Yeah, Gino.
Yeah. Okay.
The kaipa.
Yeah. Yeah, person that live COVID no buy you. What you say? Yeah, person that buy. And I workers I would say, yeah, person no call before I move take you over. It is COVID no cordia. And body said I buy no cost to GG
COVID levy.
Yeah. I don't think I will call Parliament and then as I will call present budget statement no. COVID levy one bohwa. Still no. Uguso wojiji COVID levy.
Okay. And within my first 90 days in office, maybe I'll call back. Within my first 90 days in office, review taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported into the country for industrial and agricultural purposes. Adana womo krasa eniama ne ba no kai ne say Jack 90 days na paso
aso yeah. Last week na me tie importers bi omo ko one radio station
okay
and na omo chire the number of taxes are omutua only say so along the line COVID shemu hot baby
yes
omo say omutua this one particular one omo kai pa na so worry omo say omutua
special import levy
anya no VAT no
okay
the way omutua VAT no omo explain it say VAT no omutua no twice
yes yeah
the way omo church no
yeah
I just say VAT no kwa no omutua no twice
yeah
what I say and the worry is say e ba the sa no no kwatua nyina no wo a wo kwakoto car no wo a wo final no de be dey o de be goes
yeah
what I say and so what shall mo boss wo ba within 19 days no obeyi sa taxes nyai dey efi ho it's still
edaho okay commence drafting needed legal amendment and prepare for implementing the 24-hour economy policy under
24 hours
the office of the president na assembly
what say omo boho wa bio
me
woni bibi me this be call radio station bio now one of the topics na yeba be treating was the 24-hour
economy.
But before that particular topic, station no call commercial break. Now it me Chris 24 hours when you have 24 hours let me say no. You see me Chris I'm telling you. Some 24 hours jobs na kind me. I don't need it. Me nyame. What I say? But emebuna omutie no because catch almost say Obe run 3 shifts. Until now, omo do FB 333.
That's right.
What I say?
133.
It's a 133. Thank you.
Yeah. One job, 3 shifts. 3 a year. Why?
What I say? You know, you value say, wound to me ha.
Yeah.
Omo run 24 hours. You know, we are 8 hours now.
No be able to ask.
You know, a jume biano position be a hobiano. You be find the 2. I can your one na 3.
Na 3. Yeah.
And yes,
that's right.
Yeah. Etero sa woni mu a emebu no pi na no koto aba no Now, yes, I'm to they stood their grounds at the various police stations and policed the ballots for the NDC because what is it? Who said no from casting bill? Who said no from casting bill? Who said no from casting bill? Share. I maybe who said maybe a farm. And say maybe be once a while no me here menial jobs. And for be do honum, on be clean honum. Tomba na ma pay bibi kakra de ama homo. And
101.3
2 weeks ago, ebinum be do ho. Na me share inside honum. And na omo do. Nje ewianum na me ma omo aduane omo di no. And na me tese omo di nkomo bi. Nkomo omo di ni say, eh. Nti John Muhammad 24 hours ejumi. Omo nya ntem na yenye bi nye. 19 no for how long e ba be yes aminia jobs yi. Yen worry. Yen wo. Yen hwemma. Yen raise family na.
Nkoma na omo bodo no.
Nkoma na young guys no. Omo ya miensa omo bodo no. And now, me take particular interest in because it's a very wonderful conversation. Into me tribe yomo. And like I say, hey, money bibi. Mo ya sure say, sa e bona NDC for share no. Beti me this one.
That's right.
Wuntumi Radio.
And about could you say them be argue when them so fanya abotre. Ma me ka se me jira. Ujira we bisa wo ho say bisa ho because de bia no ne aye kan say ejuma no mpo ebi nni ho that is enu na ye emrani asese aye boy say ejuma no mpo enti na obi ba be university cry say oba be wi ejuma kra mpo nni ho a oba be ye enti ejuma no ne wo hi na nkofo no promise say mo say oba be run no 24 hours enti amomokoto aba no that is number 1 John Mahama ne synonym ana John Mahama senka or your word I can synonym ye doom so ne synonym another word for John Mahama ye doom so sa inuma no omo be here electricity no mo da ye juma anytime John Mahama is in power how unstable electricity you know sa 24 hours you will not even have a very reliable energy sector ebetimi arun is 24 hours no mpo it is simply impossible. It is not possible.
Wuntumi Radio 101.
Boy ni jahon no hwe me di na me say yes. Enti no se nipa no ye nkrom ye say komsheni sha wo nkom a. Wo so sha wo nkom. What I say? Se komsheni sha wo nkom say ma hwe wa me hu say in 6 months time. Wo be kwa abrochi a one kasa so sha won kom say one kasa na wo de wo no a ye sha won kom no have you planned to say in 6 months time obekwa abruchiana
why kra na anim no abruchi
ho do you have the requisite documents ni financial wherewithal na odebekwa na do you have them it is a commission ni sha won kom a now so wa sha won kom you are talking about obia anytime there oba power one problem Ghana for facing energy sector ultimately my reliable energy or say or the 24-hour ejuma eba what jedi what to abama no and then hwenya energy sector no echere hwenya echere and then answer the whole metropolis were in darkness and now me hear information bi obi ho kujokrum me friend na the phone off I no play friend me or say no more doom the light you understand it you know nipa na osha wo bono study him and what he has done before whether he is capable what I said but the nipa na washa osa ebono what should they say at a point in time osha ubobi and akoto abanoma no oba ye no he did the very opposite of nia okache also ba be no the same person akwa ko wan ya sayaba and na wasaba be keka insema kire you didn't recollect or remember what he told you some few years ago what's akwa ko to abama no Ghana for munjire yi na ne eba no.
Implement the no academic fee policy for all first year students in public tertiary institutions.
Last week na me tie Apak. No,
Dr. Clement
Apak, deputy education minister.
Yeah.
Wouldn't bibi. I say, sir, your friend is saying no
academic fee policy.
Wouldn't bibi. I say omodi kai ewie no. Omodi kai etua no. He cannot assure them says can omotua no msabede. Ebeka. Apak last week. If I do 1 week. Yes. And do 1 week. No what program be some year interview. I say I can't assure them. Say omodi kai etua no. Ombede. Omsabeke scan. It tells you say sa policy and kasa no faje dey omo faje djuma because omo kaya time omo launch omo youth manifesto na say we go pie wo honom no omo ye interview no sabe je fi ka asem foforo e na operado
George operado
ono so ka asem foforo what kai say operado sabe je fi say it will cover all tertiary institutions including
colleges of education, nursing training institutions.
The following day, no year operation interview. No say
was it colleges of education in nursing one in Asa?
What I say? It no. Oh, you say 101. Mamika say Michel. French philosopher be we. Now your friend Oberon de Montesquieu. On now propounded the theory of separation of powers. Oberon de Montesquieu. Ono Ena Emily B. So a political philosopher.
Yeah.
Into a campaign. Now we campaign no. Ena oko share a Bobby. Our campaign platform no so. Now you see the way a man for no G a bono share no two mum. No move free be no move from the one no. Omo we campaign na omo be say call party office no. I pay for the share mum say hey chale yakọ kasa man ko for na G do beto abana ye dey amayen. To make a champagne politicians so the corner man for the GD tums are the champagne there of the agro crowd. Don't be champagne. Oh, and come on, I could hear no akoye. Don't be champagne. But I know who was a Baron de Montesquieu. Wako take the bina.
Nipa no okoshe
bono. And the wire bomb. And the benefit udafu. Now who go kasa ya man for no G wutumu say no. A ban is saying and I mo wire bomber. I say udiare wasa. And I say minianum. Me am jirahi. Me am ko share bono. Meaning very well say e bona me ko share no enye practicable. It's me rahu because the people were so malleable say asema me kai omo ye den. Omo gidi ye.
Yeah.
It's me rahu because when ko share bono problem say enye it is simply not doable. And I'm out for that day at JD because very soon they have reposed confidence in us. And for that matter, no, a body question into no, and when we come into government, no, sa a bono yentimi yadai, yenti so, a honum na yadapa bede, a dead. And you know, for all you know, no, in desperation, because na this is when I calculation we say from 2017. I don't know what anybody buy ya free SHS buy.
That's right.
And maybe from 2017 now up to 2024, between 3.5-4 million a year SHS almost do voting, you know. So almost quite to Obama MPP.
Yeah.
Almost winning, you know. They had to also look for a policy to entice the youth. Now, almost neutralizes our numbers. Now, no more images on better by the MPP.
Yeah.
So let us also go sit down, plan something, go tell them and neutralize those numbers. And they can't take those numbers alone.
Yeah.
And almost go far, you know, can't say. But almost cannot. Now, some of us knew what they were saying, you know, and yet practicable and yet doable. They can't do it. What's a number one? What's a number one? I bet you say. Put them on the spot, they will get something to tell you. Say, deputy education is what that or say, they can't assure them that's going to be your day.
I'm very fond. All right. And you know, John Dramani Mahama, a 120-day social contract in a year.
I told you.
I can't 14 days.
Say, atonsiom rather no scandals.
I see.
Scandals nkwa galams hwe say me catch you say kwesida beda you who from me de nwumro when we say o taking over and Ashanti Gold sa asem ni si ya omo yes omo ka take over eya ye bu ball enkrofotio nipa be 30 ye ku omo no. That was where the scandals began. And one after the other no hwe scandals nkwa a rocky aban ene cocaine in some money laundering ni fake dollars bi dem ka wonya nemu. And you know this government for the 120 days, you know, and noted for other scandals because in some now okay you and I know say in some no they are doing the very opposite of a bar almost share Ghana for the reason for which Ghana for very
well. Young fair no in Sinafe, young cause some other issues are a guapo so and no pain. Dr. Like Mahmoud Bamia, thank you to nationwide thank you to and utie no papa no Chris some more kind you know resonate with the grassroots or say near you can say the former contenders you know enjoying no na womo enko the various regions no na womo nkoda Ghana foase wa oto aba ma no wa wanto ama no wo so wampia meto aba kra no so aba no beda wase afei so no se womo ne na mo ka se ene esan so ekramu ni ntina wodi nkuguo no saa asem ni nyina no nukure bia enimu na se MPP party no e decide se ana mo decide se wo mbeto aba enkonimdie mapa enso ebeba nyame adoma memene da Western region yebehunu eye Dr. Lajba Mudbaumia NFA some national executives enim el region mu. Thank you to.
Okay, me we put the bubble two. What was that? We are seeing Mikrum Roman Catholic Church wo ho. Se ura ubewura asori dem ho a. Omo inscription bia ebo asori dan anim. Ya so he went about doing good. What does it say? Now, assembly see in the Bible. You see akwatafo edubi ko Yesu hot no ko sa omo yare. Yes ah. Na ahine kokko da na se no.
Ebi mu koda na se dia but the specific numbers in the
Bible say what does it?
Yeah.
Ba koda na se. What I say? And he was not happy with the fact, say, of the 10. No, what the say, a binum koye, a binum anko. Me can't go say, we are saying a woman buniaye. So we are the ma ubi. Now I acknowledge Adia Wayamana.
Yeah.
It is so painful.
Yeah.
What I say? It is so painful. It's no. I believe, say, sir, thank you, Tono. It's in order. It's in order. Media, me share national executives committee, no, any national council, you know, say, you be power much.
Radio 101.
It should be in the best interest of the whole party.
Yeah.
It should be in the best interest of the whole party. We can't continue to do the old things and then expect new results. In Kukwa yedi and then in Nimguasie Nkukupa. Sesi ano omo na party ne yi omo as leaders of the party. Intino arrangements are omo ye nyina no. Omo nye arrangements that will resonate across the length and breadth of the party, no.
The key word near resonate.
Okay. What I say? Intino say omu take decision be na say a section of party for no new they should address it. Because we can't afford to lose 2028. Now, near doctor starting a year the beginning of the forward march to reclaiming power in 2028.
That's right.
Into no say we start na say we nya new year a very problematic as we approach the end no. It be the little advice I have no na maka no. Party no nye sure say whatever they are doing no should have the acceptance of party ni na. Dr. Baumia eba ha no memneda. Ya man akwa ba. Ya wa ha no ba be sha yende ya krado. Ya ba betie nasem. You baby tea na asem no. Nia you feel say eye wo mu a ye fa hye ye nkotodwe mu a ye betim de abobra na party na ko no we will take it on. And now me who say general secretary or your friend is saying omo ye an interview with radio stations be same be okeka ye media in my opinion any kwem.
Wuntumi Radio 101.3
Yamanakwaba. Once again Yamanakwaba. But onye sure say all be you know oba be share party for ni bi akoma wasoro obeti insem ni bi because what say every region be having a peculiar problem.
Yes.
Inti omo ba no I believe say or the research team so be kan ho. Inti all be you know research team members you know they should jot down every single point bia obi beye. I believe say party for be sha honom no doso.
Yeah.
Enye obi a no benya kwan akasa. Kakra na ebe kasa no. Concerns a wo be raise no. Empenyufo no jotting it down. No munye sure say when they go back to Accra, amu de beye djuma. Because I say you could be say say for example a traditional seat like Kwesimintim. Then a buy. You see, the little advice I have for Doctor and his team as they are coming around and they say, secondly, Iskado, Kwesimintim, Shama, Ahanta West, Takwa. Sa constituency Yamabodi near constituency Lusu seats no.
Yeah.
They should sit down with opinion leaders of these constituencies, you know.
Wuntumi Radio.
What I say?
101.3
party members. Omonko polling stations. Now Omonko bisa said, "Day ne baye." What was the root cause? Senipa na ntwabo. Senipa no kotu tia yenyu. What I say? Because meaning constituency bia. Meaning one of the constituencies me body. Meaning obi a ya fano as polling station chairman on the eve of elections. NDC for a year rally war the polling station one question NDC t-shirt
no
not the ojinim so me count or your MPP polling station chairman. Yes,
such a betrayal.
Serious me kwamini constituency bi wo metropolis hanum former constituency chairman o catch them in party penny yane na kwa sorry o catch you say ono okoto naba no e ma NDC former constituency chairman.
I see
it no o as say sa penny no say you know
yeah
mo ko na so ko say then e ba ye ntia o take is a terrible decision no what I say I say ko bisa no
yeah
in some shishen krofo bu ebo into no team na Ebano should be humble enough. If we want results in 2028, they should be humble enough. Omunko grassroots. Omunko tie grassroots consensus. No mufanye juma.
Okay.
Because omuno omu was through as party leaders. Omu they are merely administrators. Omu running party. Omu administrators. Because one national honor, national only constituency. National only electoral area.
Yeah.
National only polling station. What I say? You are running the party at the top as administrators. Grassroots for no matter seriously. Until say consensus wa wa Baumia only polling station be a portrait. And Kwesimintim Safozongo only more. Oba and a constituency chairman of Kwesimintim Eben Lidino didn't cause Safozongo polling station be. Or no more. Until national food should not see themselves as lords of a polling station for that constituency for.
Okay.
What I say? Until no, they should come down and then make sure say in someone can to be Juma. So that going forward in 2028,
okay. That's it. And so yeah, that's it. And you know, say utie me a medical edi ababe tum say Saturday nyame ya domwa yache wenumu into 3 zones. Zone 1, TTU Auditorium, anopa 11 a.m. Wasa East, Shama, Eskaro Ketan, Second D, Takoradi, Efia, Kwesiminti, and Paul constituencies. Zone 1, TTU Auditorium. Zone 2, Aguna Kwanta Roman Catholic Church. Enono, area 1 p.m. Ahanta West constituency, Evalue Jomoro Jura constituency, Elembele and Jomoro constituency. Zone 3, St. Augustine's Senior High School, Assembly Hall, El Bogoso. Takwan Swayemu, Prisia Honi Valley, Amenfi East, Amenfi West, NFA, Amenfi Central constituencies. And you know, that is it for Nyami Adubwa. Memreda Ebe. Etiano no. My some few messages in Afi. Yan source ni uncle. Where do you idea about see a friend Capito, or if you go so mention or say this same lies and propaganda that brought JDM and the NDC to that brought the John Mahama and the NDC to power, now hunting them, and it will soon expose them because even the Boku conflict, the campaign against the NPP has now become worse. And the Kenke price, which was 5 Ghana cedi, and they promised Ghanaians if they come to par, it will be reduced to 1 cedi. It's now 10 cedis. So what again? It clearly shows that NPP was the best. Okay, one way or the buy. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Teacher Constitution, if you are say, Oscar, good morning. The NDC's post-election silence on the key policies like the 24-hour economy and Nkukwan Ketenkete is concerning. Instead of creating jobs, they are sacking existing workers to replace them with NDC loyalists. A prime example is the new CEO of Tamale Teaching Hospital, a former NDC PC for Karaga constituency. Sulek Sunyani KTK or say Oscar, good morning. Ghana needs a leader who think outside the box like Dr. Alaj Mahmoud Bamia. He has proven to be reliable when it comes to delivering on his promises as former vice president. Ghanaians will continue to remember him as Mr. Digital Man. President Mahama is a terrible mistake Ghana has ever made. Posterity will judge Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia's legacy. Long live Ghana, long live MPP. Still, it is highly possible. Sule Sunyani KTK ena odiwe free or the buy. Masaud Edi free Kumasi Bantam. I'll say good morning, guys. The introduction of partisan politics into the appointment of a chief justice and the removal of chief justice before their tenure without justifiable reason can have severe consequences on the justice system. Partisan politics can compromise the independence of the judiciary and undermine the rule of law. Resetting agenda indeed. Enye or the atum. Oscar, good morning. Quickly, let me brief fellow Ghanaians on the performance of John Mahama after 106 days of assuming office. 24-hour economy failed. Payment of school fees of the first year of the tertiary students failed. Stopping Galamsey within 5 days failed. Ending double track system in senior high schools failed. Removing all taxes brought by MPP government failed. Reducing prices of food items drastically failed. Increasing cocoa price from 3,100 to 6,000 failed. Keeping the light on without doom so failed. Employing workers failed. Ice cream for university students every Friday failed. Fair treatment of workers and many other promises failed. And then the list goes on and on and on and on. NDC chapter 11, 35 and Ama Kofibua wept. Sabi Boachi di Frasawakas, you say good morning. The prevailing situation in the country is exceedingly dismissal, and it's unmistakably suggests that Ghanaians are not safe under the current government. The Galamsey minister is lamenting on national television as Galamsey appears to be overpowering him. Ghana has regrettably transformed into a cocaine hub, and the communication minister at the presidency seems bewildered, fabricating falsehoods and misinformation. Furthermore, rather than engaging in constructive dialogue with the heads of the Tamale Teaching Hospital, the health minister, Minta Kando, launched a Rambo-style attack on the CEO, culminating in his termination. The president himself also in a political sack of the Chief Justice. Is this the epitome of Mohammed's vision for resetting? Sabe Boache ena ebisa sa asemui. We see a friend Al Hassan Lord or the free Tamale North no de buy or no abechiae. Anyway, ate. Was it the new CEO do or no NDC former NDC Karaga constituency parliamentary candidate or the new phone yaba. Wajini fugunu wajini chena. Washe NDC atadi akaona. No crepa. Where's your good morning? I am Frimpong Manso from Achima Subua. In fact, what the president of Ghana is doing to some CEOs, Chief Justice and others, he intend to do will bring the country to its needs in the near future. One way or the buy, I don't know. I say we say NPP grassroots rise. For the NDC government is oppressing us. Daniel anyway for you Boga and what they buy. We say Oscar, good morning. I see your friend Abuajo the free second. I see the truth of the matter is that the party has been divided into Ken factions and Baumia faction. Without these two and their supporters come together to push one goal or agenda, it won't work. Yoyate. We say Oscar, good morning. The NDC government, messages in the NDC government in 120 days is far better than the NPP government in 8 years. Yate. Why? Well, so good morning. Greetings to Honorable Lawyer Isaac Yabu Amanyako, MP for Efia, and your crew. John Mahama is fully wrong. It's a fully wrong decision Ghanaian took. We live to see Labino Edifri Efia Kuma Ena Odiwe Ebaye. Okay. Niama Williams Edifri yet. I okay, you're very Niama Williams Edifri at Chimamponwa district. I say good morning. Please, I am talking on behalf of newly recruited teachers from the colleges of education. We have been working for some months now without a peswa. Okay, health minister na pamwa manfo no. Na ya jene number dia send na wabisa na answer no. Chris, I can't just 6 minutes now in community. The suspension of the Chief Justice and processes commencing her removal from office. At you saying?
Now,
me dem abem wabuo. Me se me nka bia mumpo.
Wonim. Once again, no.
Wontumi Radio.
It is a deja vu.
1.3.
Na NDC for na eye omode no. Eno na me ka asama kire ba ko. Me ka kire say, minia. You see, there be a NDC 40 oman yi mu. Na Ghana hanom judges in pay NDC for asem. Lawyers in pay NDC for asem. NDC for the asem court bia omulusu. Now you think you will treat them like this? You treat them with contempt and disdain. Now, Oma pewasem. What you say? You say the equals will be sit down.
Yeah.
In 1982, Justice Krantiado. I mean for the currency. Osikani send the video now.
Yeah.
Justice Krantiado na all money by the enufo. What I say? No money by enufo. Any ako fan. Justice Japan. Kwabe Japan papa. Major Sam Aqua, and then Justice Sarkodie. Under the cover of darkness, and the cover of the simply because the military dictatorship of the day felt say such judges way and confer almost
101.3.
The judges never ruled in their favor. And you know, they were going to use these three and then Major Sam Aqua as example B to instill fear in the rest. Under the cover of darkness, and you could bomb with you, and you could share your video na me dey send one. Tama ye dey omo ye ko sie omo no. It is a Supreme Court and now the matters of law, right?
Yeah.
Omo bas esisi ho. Deja vu na make no. Ne e ko so sesi adwo hu. Simply the same thing now Rollins here, no, but we know or it is happening under a democracy, you know, with Oyusu aspects of the constitution, you know. What I say? And all the year, you know. But the question is that a very dangerous precedence, especially the fact say, examples now, and I say accusations now almost level against Chief Justice, are frivolous. Now me share Sami Jenfi war ekusi saying and then answer. And I say Chief Justice or one emolument. Now the emolument na or one. Say o tu kwaya and the bodyguard pet. Ena ne emolument che say one no nko ene pe die ma ese otuama ne bodyguard no what I say ene onan kasa no but say wo share the response of the Chief Justice as far as onuye the head of the judiciary no as Chief Justice no judicial service na kasa wo omo arrangement for Chief Justice and not peculiar to this particular Chief Justice. Chief Justices are able to they enjoyed these emoluments until with your kind permission. No, my main kind be Accra. Now, I say the Chief Justice in her response to the first 3 of the 21 accusations, accusations here, 21, responded as follows. The petitioner alleges that as Chief Justice, I misappropriated the sum of 261,890 of public funds for my private foreign travel with her husband, Mr. Francis Tokonu, and my daughter, Miss Edem Tokonu. When, according to him, neither person was entitled to have their travel paid for out of the funds of the Judicial Service of Ghana. The response, they say, my humble response is that the allegation is an unfortunate untruth. Please find herewith and order Judicial Service arrangements are Omowama Chief Justice at the count.
That's right.
Or say paragraph B1 of the policy on foreign travels by head of the Judiciary and Superior Court judges. Or say provides for 2 holidays for the Chief Justice in a year. Or say 2 holidays.
Yeah.
For the Chief Justice in a year, with travel expenses, hotel accommodation, and per diem to be borne by the Judicial Service and capped at 14 days per round trip. Our 2 holidays.
Yeah.
Each holiday near 14 days. Of these holidays, our per diem or Judicial Service will never bear all the cost, the tickets. Now, she goes on. Paragraph A9 provides that the Chief Justice shall undertake unlimited official travels. Say, quite not old to know or call representing or minor. I got Bibiama Ghana, dear. the travels are unlimited official travels with either his or her spouse or other person of his or her choice in a year. It's you know, or was a minister or qua or the so your bema or the nere or your bar or the nuku. Any another person of unknown choice.
That's right. Say any bar na
obi
down for
of unknown choice.
Yeah.
Fully funded by the judicial service. Paragraph 810 provides that when the spouse or other person accompanies the Chief Justice, he or she shall travel on the same class of air ticket as the Chief Justice and shall be paid the equivalent of half the per diem paid to the Chief Justice. You know, say Chief Justice, you know, on any crew say business class no mucha man, you be try the same business class, you know. I'm a nikunu. What I said to say in the case of Takoradi, no, on nikunu. Now, per diem, no, say on no $100, nikunu half. $50. This has been the policy of the judicial service since 2010.
Oh, you are. Christian Fancy wa.
What I said? This has been the policy of the judicial service, you know, since 2010. 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a way. Obi ko yes allegation way. And I say obi ko resist a petition way. Na John Mahama. Oba be fa way hu. Now they are suspended no. When we say or the Common Council of State na no mu bobo hu no. When we na Honorable Sofia Akufu.
Yeah.
Oye wo ho no. What? So no or your former Chief Justice.
That's right.
Whilst she was Chief Justice, she enjoyed these emoluments. Into the sorry and she spoke vehemently against Adiana Omoyeno.
Okay.
What I say, about the salon on Nupono, about 1 minute so you're day. Okay, yeah. And Osikani Yanti or Mayimu. And a presidential jet. Jomama fan a baboy. I didn't do within 2 quite. Presidential jet too.
Yeah.
Obia suspended Jomahama. So, walk of fire presidential jet. What do baboy? On your government official. What did that do? Who end to Raja Udo Mutukaino? And then I say official president in the car or the running official duties. And Ibrahim I don't know Ochi your friend is a Jomama.
Speaker of Parliament Accra all ko Dubai akojaya resa. So the yere ne mako.
No matter quiet.
You know, I didn't
yes suspended.
All right.
What I say, you know, start pick and choose, you know. Now, with him, maybe the master me back a year, no. I know not me introductory remarks in the car, no. Professional bodies, na. John Mahama, I started sorry, almost the more Makada Moye Dino. Someone sorry, and now Wakadamo, the can't John Mahama says, sorry, yes, so. That's a Muguswa, no Moye Dina Musha because and Yamun on Nimunya or China Ofi, Tokonuswa or the Babaso.
All right. Chris, ma say, or a member of the NPP regional communications team. I wish ya Dobi say, you're not technical team, Nase, or my idea, production team, no so. Yadamwase yemi emuso na on radio no want to be sports buffet atwa so on TV so oba enjoy nice movies ewo ho be ba cha don kro premu to ahia abna se wa medi ampone o chema ba na mo fa awia prem to bre kase bo emra na don kro bon so a DJ Black Foreigner ede eye wontumi kwan so ebebrɛw no nan bo a o chema ba etina se o mane puntu adwumadie wo de appeal so dwumadi a wodo aka nyina no ya hyehyɛ ede amao etino enjoy meden de Osikani Frimpong Manso ye kɔ adumbidum ye na o kina efiada ye nhia na ye ntoa so aha de asɛm no sɛ ne ase ye ka no saa ɛna ye ka no